but I train jiu-jitsu. I don't teach it. But my beard gets ripped out like a motherfucker on a constant yeah, it hurts like a son of a bitch. There was one time this dude come over to roll with me, and he goes, let's go over here where it's not covered in somebody's pubes. I said, that's not pubes, man. That came out of my face.
You're listening to Bourbon, Beards, and Belvederes, the podcast where whiskey, cigars, and beard products aren't just a hobby, they're a lifestyle. Hosted by Adam, Paul, and Jerry, three guys with real experience, full beards, and even fuller glasses. Each episode serves up thoughtful tastings, laid-back cigar talk, and honest takes on beard gear and beyond. From top-shelf pours to everyday essentials, this is the place where conversations flow as smooth as the whiskey. So, pour a glass, light one up, and enjoy the ride. This is Bourbon, Beards, and Belvederes.
Welcome to Bourbon, Beards, and Belvederes. I'm Adam.
And I'm Paul.
And I'm Jerry.
And today we've got a little theme. It is the second episode of the third season. And we're a little theme heavy already. That's all right. We enjoy our themes around here. I think you guys are going to like this one too. Paul's having some technical difficulties on his end. So if he drops off and rejoins shortly thereafter, just please excuse him. It's nothing within his control. Mother Nature got the best of everybody in his area, and that may cause some issues. So, as always, we're starting with our palate warmers. I don't remember who I started with last week. I'm just going to go to my right. Jerry, what are you drinking, sir?
Just some Chattanooga 99 Rye, just their 99 proof standard off the shelf rye. This is their older label. If you go back and listen to, I don't remember the episode, but the episode that we had with Tim from Chattanooga, this is their older blend. This has malted rye, yellow corn, caramel malted rye, and caramel malted barley. I don't remember, actually, the new ones have chocolate malted rye in it instead of the caramel malted barley. So this is the older version, but still fantastic.
Right on. Paul, what you got?
I started out with, on the theme of the Chat Founders, this year's 2026 14th anniversary blend. Jerry and I went to the distillery not long ago and picked up a bunch of bottles, and this was, we went to the Founders Day event. Got these bottles. It's a blend of the past, the present, and the future. It's three blends. It's some of their old 1816 recipe, their barrel 91, and an infinity barrel that they have. And they blended them all three together to make a pretty special 100 proof pour here. It's absolutely delicious.
And that will be the last bottle put out by them that is not their distillate. I think that they used the last of the MGP they had and refilled their Solero with all Chattanooga distillate. So next year's Founder will be 100%, which would be kind of cool.
Yep. And it's available in a bunch of states, probably 20 states, and it's $59.99 for kind of a special bottle. Nice. It's a great price.
It is a great price. I went in a completely different direction. Born in Pennsylvania, made in Kentucky. This is some Old Overholt 114. This shit's great. You know, it's 4 years old, non-chill filtered, 114 proof. I really like Old Overholt. It's, you know, just the standard offering. So I had to get my hands on this. don't recall. I think I found this at Total Wine. Our friend Christy had a bottle that she was going to send to me, and then she never did. I guess she's got a very important job protecting our nation, and she's got a very high rank. So she's got an uber important job, and that's a whole lot more important than sending me a bottle of whiskey all the way from Washington or Oregon or wherever the fuck she is now. I don't even know. This is made by Jim Beam, and it's bottled by a Overholt & Co. Frankfurt or Claremont. So that right there will tell you that Claremont. It is a Beam product. It is delicious, and I want to start off hot because nothing that I've got in front of me, nothing else is below the 110 mark. So I'm hot anyway in this fucking garage, and if I'm hot on the outside, I might as well be hot on the inside. So I'm starting off right.
For damn sure, it is nasty out here. I don't even know what the temperature is here, but it's been like hot and sticky all day.
We have, in addition to the storms and tornadoes that's ripped through yesterday, knocked out thousands of houses and businesses' power. We're still without power. Many places are. Went around this morning. Some of the businesses, supermarkets and stuff got power back overnight, but we're still waiting. I'm on generator, but we got that crazy haze too from, I guess, the Canadian wildfires. I mean, you look outside, and it looks like at dusk and dawn, like when the sun's hitting just right, it looks like a background of like an apocalyptic movie. It's crazy. It's all these like yellows and pinks and oranges as the sun goes through this smoke cover that's somehow come all the way down to Maryland. It's weird.
It's funny you would bring that up because it brought to mind a little story that occurred Friday night. So the storms that would have hit you rolled through here. Obviously, that's generally you get our leftovers. Well, yep. That's not the case this time. We got the warm up. You got the full meal. But when it was rolling through, I was working on Friday night, and I was outside, and there was some crazy lightning happening off in the sky and whatever. And this guy standing next to me, I was talking to this other guy, the house photographer. And this guy that was standing next to me looks over and he goes, "It's those Canadian wildfires fucking up everything." And the house photographer was like, "Well, you know why they have wildfires out in California and Canada?" And the guy's like, "No." And he's like, "There used to be, this job for these old folks that would go out and rake out the underbrush." And Jimmy Carter put a stop to that because he goes, all these fucking liberals were bitching about disturbing the bugs and the wildlife and the ecosystem and all this shit. And I looked over at the guy that said something about it in the first place, and every one of his fingernails was painted. And I was like, okay, so you're you're yelling at him, right? he is this house photographer is clearly not aware of his audience at the particular moment. At least one of them, because I'm not a liberal for sure, but I just thought that was kind of funny. He's just letting it go. But this guy's been through hell, man. He's had cancer 2 or 3 times and beaten it every time. And he's an older guy. He's in his 50s, maybe 60s, but he's at that point in his life where he just doesn't give a fuck. He's got plenty of things that he's had to deal with in his life, and it's just time to let it go. So I thought it was hilarious, to be honest. But yeah, thanks, Jimmy. Appreciate that. Yeah. I don't know when Canada stopped doing it, but apparently they don't do it anymore either. So, issues.
This is the second time in the last 6 months that I can remember that we've had this crazy haze from forest fires in Canada, which is crazy to me. I'm not up in like Michigan, I'm not close to Canada by any means. For that smoke and haze to get all the way down halfway through the country is pretty incredible. But yeah, it makes for some bad breathing quality too. They were, I think,
indeed,
the day before yesterday it was code purple, which I've never even heard of. Evidently, is one step past red. Never even heard of code purple breathing quality, but they announced that on our phones. So
Well, think about it like this in terms of choking somebody, which I don't know if you've ever done, but it goes from red to purple.
Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah,
So,
that was the first time I've got an alert on my phone for code purple breathing quality.
well, y'all stay safe down there for sure. Hopefully your power comes back on. We're going to have a good time anyway. I'm glad you got a generator so you can join us.
I got cords running everywhere, so hopefully they don't overheat.
But yeah, let's go on to the first pour. I don't think we settled on one, so should we go in order of proof, or should we go in order of something else?
Hey, no, but real quick, Chris, Elegant Sasquatch chimed in. He said last year's fire in June was much worse. They were getting ash in Jersey.
That's probably the one I'm thinking of. It was probably a little bit farther back than I said 6 months. It was probably that one because I remember we were getting. It was, if not the same, it was worse than what we have outside now. I don't think I remember getting ash, but I do remember people a little bit farther north than us saying that they were getting ash flakes. It was like,
we didn't have ash. We definitely had smoke in the air from that particular forest fire. We weren't getting ash.
Yeah, it's freaking crazy.
But yeah, going back to the pours, I say we start with the 110, work our way up a little bit.
Yep.
Sure.
I don't know if I'm ready for a 120.
That's because you didn't start at 114 like I did.
Nah,
Pre-planning, Jerry.
Started out with 99.
What?
Just 99.
Oh yeah, yeah. Pre-planning, Jerry. Like I said, pre-planning.
Yeah.
So this one is sticking on the Chattanooga whiskey theme. This is their batch 43. It is 55 proof or 55% alcohol, 110 proof. It is their experimental single batch series pre-prohibition style. Their mash bill is yellow corn, Hills malted barley, heritage malted barley, malted spelt, malted rye, and acidulated malted rye. Sorry, I'm zooming in on the bottle trying to read these. Fermentation, it says kettle, sour, and yeast blend, and it was a batch of 8 barrels. They do have their barrels down at the bottom. They got a mix of 1 char to 3 char. A lot of them just light toast, all 53 gallon. I think the big thing as far as the pre-prohibition is going back with some of these different kind of grains, a mix of a lot of the grains that potentially were being used back prior to prohibition, and they said they meant to mimic the Cooper's Craft prior to prohibition, bottled without filtration, grain to glass, fully embodies whiskey, with their mantra, rules are good, change them. So I sent this sample out to you guys a while back. I just came across it randomly in the store. I don't see much chat except for the 91 and the 111 on the shelves by me, and saw this one and it sounded good to me. And I got 2 little samples left, so the bottle's gone. So
I like the nose. This nose is fantastic.
Yeah, it's been probably a year since I sent you these samples, so that's the last time I probably had it as well.
So the release date was March 2025. So yeah,
I probably got it last summer and sent it out to you guys. So I remember liking it, but I don't remember anything else about it. So we'll kind of go and all blind together.
Yeah,
it's got a great color. It's almost like.
So I don't know if this is going to come through, but this one is the that's the 99 rye, and then that's going to be this one. Like there's a considerably darker color.
It looks dirty too, in a good way. Like I don't want to say in a bad way, but it almost. I mean, you can see it looks not filtered, and it looks dirty.
It also stings the nostrils in a good way.
Yeah,
just like Sex Panther.
And just like a lot of malty whiskeys and single malts, I'm getting like that, almost like I almost said banana bread, like raisin bread.
Yep.
Like raisin, malty, bready notes.
It's all malty, bready notes on even on the palate. I just went in on the palate. It's, for me, I don't know if it's just because it's the first sip, but it drinks way lower than 110 proof, and it's just
so
super sweet, like honey, malty, bready. Like,
I haven't had a drink of it yet, but the nose is like tea with fruit added to it. That's what I'm getting on the nose, and I very much enjoy it. That's why I haven't had a drink yet, because I'm too busy smelling it.
Chris is asking, does it smell like a diaper full of curry?
It does not, in fact, smell like a diaper full of curry. Thank God. I get that tea note. I very much get that tea note on the palate. And
I hate to cut you guys off, but Spain just scored, 105th minute. We'll see how it goes. They still have another 15 minutes. So
yeah, my phone's blowing up right in front of me. Evidently, it was a pretty nice looking goal, so I'll have to watch it.
Yeah, I got the phone down. So if you see me looking down, I got my phone playing the game, and I got my tablet here, chatting on the YouTube and Rumble or whatever. So if you see me looking down, that's what I'm doing. But most likely watching this game for the next 10 minutes.
Look at this level of interest.
Like I said in the text, for some reason, every 2 years I've become a huge soccer fan, whether it's the World Cup or the Olympics. The rest of the year, I could care less.
Yeah, Dave Portnoy said it best that every 2 years, every 4 years, when U.S. soccer comes along, somehow we all convince ourselves that
we're good.
The U.S. has a chance and we're good, and then somehow we have the realization that we're not, and we're not going to fall for this trap in 2 years, and every 2 years we do.
I know the U.S. team is not going to, well, they're not like they used to be, but sometimes watching some of these guys are fun to watch.
I hope they all lose their cleats. I hope every one of them loses their cleats.
This, to me, drinks, I used to brew beer. It's obviously stronger than that, but before you carbonate the beer, when you're done, and it's just like that fresh made beer where it's very malty, bready, a lot of grainy notes depending on the style, obviously, but that's what it reminds me of. I get a lot of those beer notes.
And especially, I just burped and it tasted like you're drinking a beer, like a nice beer, and you burp.
Yeah.
But I'm getting like a dark fruity note on it too. Maybe like a fig or something like that.
Yeah.
Nothing, not like a sweet fruit, but definitely a dark one.
It's not bright at all. It's definitely like a stone, some kind of like, I don't know. It's a darker fruit, but not like a berry, not like really fruity. It's good though. I like it. For I think $45 or something like that. I think.
Yeah, usually their experimentals are, depending on what it is, between like 40 and $65.
Yeah, if you can find them. I mean, like I said, Chattanooga, I know their distribution is about 20 or so states right now, but they're on seal box too.
On seal box too, which does basically every state except for Kentucky.
I should say Kentucky hates them.
If soccer's so good, why does America suck at it so much? It's because
That's
we
right.
care about real football.
That too.
Yeah, that's what everybody. I love the argument when everybody's like, if we cherry picked athletes across the 4 major sports and just gave them a 6-month soccer lesson, and we would dominate the world.
Paul probably knows, but 90%, I would say closer to 99% of the NHL, for their pregame warm-up before they step on the ice, they're kicking a soccer ball around, heading the ball around. Their pregame is soccer.
Yep.
So I see it every day that I'm working and there's a game going on. They're heading.
Half of Major League Baseball was born in soccer countries.
Yeah.
So imagine if you take those elite athletes and just said, "Hey, play your second favorite sport." What our team would look like.
And you got to think a lot of kids growing up playing soccer, their football team. Like if you're in a southern state, a lot of the high school football teams will take their best soccer players and make it the kicker, and next thing you know, they're getting drafted. Or
recruited, or whatever. Yep.
Yeah, recruited into the college and then drafted that way. So
it'd be a fun experiment if the U.S. just went all in and just went around to the All-Star games of the 4 major sports and just cherry picked. It was like, you want to play? Want to play for the World Cup? Want to play in the Olympics? We'll give you a year of some lessons. We'll teach you the rules, how to stay on sides, and all that stuff, and let's see what happens.
Oh yeah. Oh, more of that. I took a little puff of that cigar. More of that like fruity notes coming through, and still that like that fig style, that unsweet fruity note in there. It's really good. I like this a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of the barrel. I had 2 little 1 ounce samples that I poured.
That's what you sent me, and I'm gonna finish this one, so I'll hold on inside.
But just look in the bottom of these. That's not whiskey. That's like char syrup that's left in there. It's like sludge. When I say it looks dirty in all the good ways.
It's all like that
barrel char.
Haze.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't get any of that in my sample, but that's all right. There's nothing about this that I don't like. That's right in my wheelhouse with the whole profile. I definitely picked up on that fruit, that dark fruit, stone fruit, whatever. I still get a lot of that tea, which you guys know I'm a big fan of. But and it, like you said, this is dangerous as fuck because it's.
Oh, that first drink hit me hard. Like it was like 120, but after that it's drinking like 100 proof.
I did not get that at all, and that might be because I started with 114 proof. But
and that first Chat Rye was the first drink I've had. I don't know if I had a pour last night or not. I was just so damn tired. So that palate warmer I think was my first drink in the day or two. So that might have something to do with it.
I didn't have anything last night, but I had been drinking beer since 11:30. So I didn't have to work any of my jobs today. I didn't have anything else that I really had to do. It's the first day that I've had in a long time when I didn't have shit to do. So I did shit and drank beer. There's a few things that I could have stood to do, but whatever. All right. Are we ready to move on to the second pour?
Yeah, absolutely.
But as we're pouring that up, this unfortunately you're probably not going to find this batch with a 43, but that is definitely a dangerous gateway between bourbon and single malt right there.
Yeah, that's a good point. That definitely is. You get a lot of the characteristics of like an American single malt, but it's not.
It still has the characteristics of a bourbon.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
And thank God, because I would have hated it any other way.
I was going to say, because it's not overly malty, because that would have brought that up. But
well, to be fair, the reason why I'm not a big fan of American single malts is just because of how much they remind me of Scotch. And there are certain Scotches that I like, and there are certain Scotches that I don't. But for some reason, the American single malts, I don't know why. This doesn't make any sense. It's probably a placebo effect, but there's a whole lot of peatiness to it for me. And I know that there's, for the most part, no actual anything resembling peat that's involved in the process. But for some reason, I still get that out of there, and I just can't. Damn, that's got a. There it is. Give it a little swirl. That some bitch opened up. That smells fantastic.
Did we say what this was yet?
No, just the proof. Actually, I don't think we said the proof. We just said the next one.
So the next one, this was the bottle that I purchased, but Jerry sent the sample out, right? Samples. We went to chat, and I bought a bunch of bottles.
You sent the sample.
Okay, yeah. I bought a bunch of bottles. Jerry sent them to me.
Maybe I did. I don't know.
On the plane. And then I turned around and sent samples back out. So this is the Chattanooga Whiskey Straight Rye Single Barrel, coming in at 120.4 proof. This is their barrel 7, barrel 007. Their mash bills: malted rye, yellow corn, caramel malted rye, chocolate malted rye, 7-day fermentation, cooperage charred or toasted and charred oak barrels, no filtration, aged greater than 4 years, and aged in 53-gallon barrels. This is in their single barrel series. We have Jerry bought a different proof of the same stuff. They have, bourbon rye. They, there's just, you look on their website, they got a lot of single barrel in their series that they put out. I know, every new one has a new number, so you got to look up by the code. This one's got online. I'm not going to tell you what they are, but I've already seen them, so it's probably going to influence me. But there's some interesting tasting notes that you should get off of this online. So I want to see if you guys pick those up, unless you've already peeked at their suggested tasting notes.
I did not, but I did try it already. On the nose, it's floral, but it's kind of muted. If that not.
Yeah, it has that rye florality, but for me the ethanol is kind of
yeah, for sure.
Definitely muting it a little bit.
But when I took a drink, holy shit! I mean, it's. I don't know how else to say it because I've never, and I'm not even sure if this is right because I've never actually had this, but I'm not sure how you would even make it. But toasted chocolate, if that makes any fucking sense. Kind of like if you took the black shit from a marshmallow, the charred outside, and flaked it off onto a piece of chocolate and took a bite. That's what I get from this, which sounds pretty fucking amazing, actually.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, there's that chocolate malt definitely comes through a little bit. Even though it's the last ingredient, which usually when Chattanooga puts it up there or any distillery, it's usually one of the least amounts in there. It definitely comes through, and I can attest, chocolate malt, whether it's rye or barley, it definitely comes through a lot with just putting a little bit in. So I get a little bit of that malty toasted chocolate, but I don't know if it's myself just kind of in my head, but all these Chattanooga ryes, whether it's the 99 proof, this one, I have a 116.7 and then I don't remember what the other proof was, but it was picked by Breaking Bourbon. I have a pick from them. I always get this almost like cherry cola style note off it. I don't know if that's just me, but I get that syrup, like cherry cola syrup.
I'm not getting that, but I am certainly getting mint as well.
Yeah, I definitely get that cola. I get rye, like mint. There's some herbalness to it. There's a note on here in the recommended that I'm trying to find, and I guess you can find it in some ryes. I'm not finding it. There's a little bit of a fruitiness, maybe like that cherry note you're saying that you're getting. Yeah. But yeah, it's for me. Yeah, it's like a chocolate, Coca-Cola with some like that char. Like you got that in my head now. That like burnt marshmallow. Yeah. But these are the tasting notes that they have. Fruitcake, which maybe the cherry and the maltiness from the bread. Fruitcake, cola spice, toasted rye, and sage. I was trying to find sage. I can't find sage.
That's a weird one.
Yeah.
I don't know what cigar you guys are smoking, but the one I have, one from the Cigar to the Pour, and more of that like toasty, burnt style chocolate.
Oh yeah.
I'm talking about popped. Like it's that like. It's gonna sound weird, but it's like you have like the flower, like the floral flowers, and you put like this burnt chocolate on top, sort of deal.
Yeah, I just did that. Going from the Cigar to it, and it brings out a lot more of those darker in my mind, the best notes about this pour, it brings them to the forefront. The darker chocolate, darker cola, dark, kind of burnt marshmallow notes. That's real good with this cigar. I really like that. I'm glad that I have half a bottle here next to me. Now that I know that, I'm going to only drink this with cigars.
And that's one thing about the Chat Ryes that I like is it has that floral. I didn't get it until I think it was Adam said it was the mint. I started getting like those Andes mint style notes in there. But the floral, a little bit of mint, chocolatey notes, and I put that in a rye, and that's fantastic. The only thing this is missing is a little like sprig of dill. You throw a little bit of dill in there, and that would have been perfect for me. That's my go-to style rye. Floral, slightly dilly. Put a little bit of chocolate in there, and I'm happy. And that's probably why these Chattanooga Ryes are some of my favorite ryes out there. And I don't get dill on a lot of ryes, but the other one I get it off of is the Willet Ryes. I haven't had many of the high end ones. I've had a lot of the 4-year, the ones you find on the shelf for $70 or whatever. Those I'll get dill on.
Oh yeah, those are dill bombs.
Some of those, yeah. You get that and throw a little bit of like chocolate rye in there.
Yeah.
Just give me that pour. I'll sell my whole damn collection. Just drink that nonstop.
That's one thing that I have noticed about Chat is that I do like their ryes more than I like their bourbons, and I like their bourbons.
Yeah, no, I'm right there with him.
Yeah.
I was a big fan of the 111, the 91. I've said it before. I think I said it when we had Tim on, and I've said it before. It's a nice like intro to Chattanooga, a nice little palate warmer or whatever, but it's not something I'm going to go to a lot. The 111 is fantastic, but the ryes, even this 99 rye, like I'll sit down all night and drink that. Just something about that maltiness with the rye is just, for me, it's my palate, and it's just, to me, it's fantastic.
Yeah, the only bottle of rye the only bottle of Chat that I actually own, I bought it during COVID, and it was at JP and D-Rock and JD's suggestion, and it was the 91 because that was the only thing that was available here. That was the early days of availability, at least in Kentucky, for Chattanooga, and it, it's not bad, but I've still got it. Right, it's not something that I drink really, really fast. And to be fair, most of the bottles that are sitting next to me now, which there's probably 100+ bottles sitting right next to me. Maybe not. No, more like 60. Still, most of these bottles I bought during COVID. And there's Old Forester right there, and here's some Old Elk, and there's a bottle of Papa's Pilar right there, and some Elijah Craig Single Barrel Proof. That's a private selection. I bought most of these during COVID, so that's not really saying anything. But the point is, I've had that bottle for 6 years, and I haven't cleaned it out. Right, so the other ones that I've had, because Jerry has the largest private collection of Chattanooga whiskey that I know of
in the United States by far.
Well, outside of Tim and Grant and Tiana.
I don't know. I think we need to have them on and compare. I think you got them beat.
But regardless, Jerry's got a very nice collection of very good whiskeys made by Chattanooga Whiskey. And I've had the privilege of having a lot of them because Jerry has been nice enough to share.
That being said, if anyone listening has never tried Chattanooga, or there's something that they wanted to try and haven't, just hit us up and I'll gladly get you a sample.
Most of these are not available in the state of Kentucky, like they mentioned earlier. Some of them are, but not all of them. And so, and I'm always down for trying new things. So whenever I get the opportunity, or Jerry has a pretty good idea of what I like. We've been friends for the better part of a decade almost. So he'll send something up my way, and he's usually right. I do like it. Or he'll send something to me as a joke and be like, oh, you're not going to like this. Or he'll tell me that I will like it. And either way, the joke is meant that I don't fucking like it in the end. That's the end result. But if he tells me I'm going to like it and he means it, I'm probably going to like it. So everything that he sent me from chat, I did like. I'm interested in a bottle that I'm currently, actually it's right there. No, it's over there. I'm currently looking at it. The strawberry gin. I am encouraged and intrigued.
There it is.
No longer encouraged or
Spain won 1-0.
Is it over?
Yep.
That was a championship game, right?
Yep.
Okay, way to go, Spain. End that shit. Get it over with. I'm fucking sick of it. Been going on for like 3 fucking weeks. There's a local sports show here.
Hey,
that's dedicated.
Women about to start what? A couple days.
Next year, I thought.
Is it next year? I thought. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, no, what's coming up next? I thought there was something else with soccer coming up next. Something. I swear.
It's probably the hand job.
Like they're really pushing soccer down our throats here.
It's probably the hand job games where they sit around in a big circle and jerk each other off. I'm done with it. I'm fucking sick of it.
The fake injury lessons, like
that's right.
Holding your chin when you got kicked in the fucking thigh.
The youth leagues around here are definitely going after the hype for the World Cup, because there's literally a sign on every corner saying sign your kid up for youth league soccer or whatever.
Oh, I went and sat in the 40 car line at McDonald's this afternoon to get us lunch because nobody has power to make any food. And yeah, they got the World Cup, collector's cups like they did back in the 90s when we were collecting the Dream Team cups. I got the kid from I got the guy from the United States, at least Plissick, is that his name? At least I got the U.S. one because you get a surprise that 1 out of 9. But yeah, that was infiltrated and through McDonald's too.
I need to say that my niece, she plays soccer, and my brother-in-law, he played it, and that's something they've been able to bond over, and that's great. So I'm not going to talk too much shit about soccer, but I am just tired of the World Cup hysteria. Just because we may as well, as the U.S., may as well not even compete in the World Cup, because I don't think the I don't think the U.S. has made it any farther than the round that they made it this year, and they made it there like 20-something years ago. I don't think they've ever made it any farther than that particular round. They've never gone any farther. So I just don't give a shit. I don't. But I need to walk back something that I said to you guys earlier when I gave you the 4 reasons that I would actually sit down and watch soccer. Right, Paul? I don't know if you had time to read that or not with everything you got going on. I said Ted Lasso, the Untold episode about Vinnie Jones, which was fucking great, by the way, and everybody should watch it. If you're familiar with Vinnie Jones from Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, or Snatch, or Gone in 60 Seconds, or any of the multitude of movies that he's been in since leaving soccer, he's a great stoic, kind of anti-hero type character, but he was a fucking dog in the world of soccer. And if they played like he played, where he's up in people's faces and running them down and all this crazy shit, like if you watch it, you'll see he really loved to tackle, and he would, or sweep. He'd run in and sweep them too. And I used to play soccer when I was a kid. I know a little bit about it, but most of my playing experience consisted of standing on the midcourt line and picking wedgies out of my ass.
That was the one sport I didn't play as a youth, was soccer.
I just, I played baseball, basketball, and soccer. We didn't have football where I grew up, but I stood there and picked wedgies out of my ass, and I scored 1 goal in the entire time that I was actually. And my mom, I had never scored a goal before. Like I said, it's the only one. My mom left to go get a Dr. Pepper at the gas station. She wasn't expecting a lot from me because I didn't really fucking try, and then I scored a goal. Of course, my mom was gone. My mom and dad weren't together at that time, so my dad definitely wasn't there. But 1 goal.
At least she had a reason not to be there. She needed a Dr. Pepper.
True. That is a valid reason. Given how much Dr. Pepper I drink, that I can't say that's not a valid reason. But that was obviously before the times of camera phones, or even before small. In fact, the only video recording cameras that we had. Oh yeah, before cell phones for sure. But the recording cameras, you still had to carry that shit around on your shoulder like a TV cameraman. So that wasn't happening. It wasn't there. So she never got to see it. Yeah, I'm just done. I'm just done.
Yeah.
Let's get back to, and right now it's almost an insult, a kick in the nuts to me. Because I don't give a fuck about soccer. Like, if I didn't want to have something to bitch about, maybe I'll just find a way to start giving a shit about soccer and watch it, but I'm not going to. There's I can't watch baseball anymore. It's baseball now is not what baseball was in the 90s. You could sit down and watch a game in the 90s and see.
Oh, that's the 90s and early 2000s was that steroid era.
Oh no, fuck that. I'm talking about before that. I'm talking about late 80s, early 90s, before the steroids. Mark McGwire was still a small guy. Sammy Sosa was still a small guy. They weren't hitting home runs like that, but there were superstars, multiple superstars. I mean, Nolan Ryan was still pitching baseball at that time. Like multiple superstars on every fucking baseball.
He could probably still be pitching right now.
Oh fuck yes, he could, absolutely. But my point is,
a little tangent though. So we have the NFL and the XFL, right? We need the MLB, and then we need an MLB with steroids, whatever you want to call that.
That could also be the extra LB,
whatever you want to call that. We need
extra large baseball.
We need that, because I love baseball and I'll watch it. I've been watching a lot lately, but I would watch the shit out of that too.
It would just be like, it'd be like dinger or caught in the outfield, or you get on base, because nobody's running around chasing ground balls.
No, with that it's either a dinger or a strikeout, because those guys are just powering through. Like it's not. But anyways,
baseball got bad for me when the umpires wanted to be celebrities.
Oh, it's
instead of calling balls and strikes, they wanted to fucking boost their internet profile.
You guys have seen the new chick umpire, right? Jen something. Yeah.
From the Angel Hernandez school of umpiring.
So
I saw she fucked something up real bad not too long ago.
Well, it's
bad when you got both teams mad at you for the same fucking calls.
Well, the one Adam I think was talking about. If anybody knows about baseball, so on one
play, called a strike a ball.
She called a strike
down the fucking middle.
She called a strike and a balk at the same time. If the pitcher balks, the play's dead. You can't call a strike. So the batter, I'm pretty sure, got struck out, and then she called a balk and let the guy from third come home.
Both teams were irate. How do you make both teams mad on the same call? That just means you're so fucking incompetent and you should not be a part of the game.
There's people out there like, oh, you're just sexist or blah, blah, blah. Like, no, she has a worse calling percentage than Angel Hernandez, and he was horrendous. Yeah. His average was like 94%. And granted, she's only been in for, a season or two, and she's at like 90. Like,
it was a good run, but it's got to be over. They got to do something about it.
And the one thing I get it in the, I guess like the legal aspect, but the thing I can't understand, I understand it, but I can't stand it is when a team wants to argue, you get their little dugout or their bench manager coming out, right? And they would like to argue and throw dirt and shit. They won't let them argue with her. They have to go to the other umpires, and she just kind of sits there all just because they don't want that like brutality or whatever. Like, no, if she wants to be an MLB ump behind a plate, she's got to have to be able to take whatever the fucking umpires want to throw.
You want to call a shitty call, then you have to defend it. And if you can't defend it, which you can't now that they have whatever they call their video assist,
she's not even letting players call it.
Yeah,
I saw one the other day. Like,
didn't do it in time.
We all know that the box they show on TV isn't 100% correct, but the box is here. Right. The ball's here, and the guy's like dropping his stuff, thinking it's going to be over. She calls a strike. He immediately taps the head, and she goes, "Yeah, you didn't do it in time." And he's
didn't do it in time.
He's like, as soon as she called the strike, he hit his helmet, and they're like, "Nope, not in time."
Yeah, they got to do something about it. It's horrible. Like, it's almost making the game unwatchable because you're just waiting for bad calls to go in the game.
There's so many good umps out there. It's just they're being overlooked by the Angel Hernandez's, the Buckners and stuff like that, and it's the umpires that want to take the game and turn it about them is the one that's ruining it.
Yeah,
There's so many good ones out there, but nobody knows their names.
No, and that's the sign of a good ump. That's kind of a good referee, a good nobody knows your name. You're there to call the game, not change the game. That's what you're there for.
If you want to make it about yourself, do it like Wes McCauley does, or I think that's his name, with the NHL, where he does like the 5 minutes for fighting.
Right.
Do shit like that. Like make your strikeout calls like some outrageous like punch out. Don't be making calls that aren't the right calls. Do something
like Ed Hockley used to do the holding with his guns. And do like in the NFL. Make it about you like that, but you still got to call the game, not change the game. But anyway, we got off on a tangent, but we started with the soccer thing and the Vinnie Jones thing. One of my favorite scenes in all of movies is the cheesy but brilliant movie Gone in 60 Seconds, where Vinnie Jones just silently walks up and the guy throws a punch and he just tucks his chin and lets the guy punch him square in the fucking forehead and that guy breaks his hand right on his forehead, and then it just dismantles these guys. Such a great scene in the movie. But
Sphinx. That was his name in that movie. Sphinx.
Yep. Sphinx. Yep. That's a great movie. It's cheesy, but it's a great movie. Tons of
It is a great fucking movie. Like anything with Nicolas Cage is fucking cheesy, guaranteed.
But they're usually good. Good.
They are usually good, but sometimes they're you
really
could say, especially lately, like he did Spider Noir, and that's really fucking good. I thought I really enjoyed that. But that movie that he made with the guy from The Mandalorian.
That was fantastic with the drug.
It was, but it was fucking weird. It was so weird. It was so really weird, good, but it was
really good. Where he played himself. Yeah, and he
played that truly outside the lines, outlandish, big wide eyes and laughing Nicolas Cage.
Yeah,
in that it was weird, but
to be asked to play a caricature of yourself and then nail it is just fantastic. It's awesome. That's
the best description. That's exactly what he did. Yeah.
But like your list is perfect, because my list is like if you like soccer, it's Ted Lasso, the Vinnie Jones documentary, and then Ted Lasso. If you haven't watched that show, it's fantastic.
I'm fucking dying for that new season. I'm dying for the new season.
That show is fantastic.
And on a side note from that, they do have another show on there. It is not about soccer, but it is kind of in that same vein of TV show and it's really, really good. It's called Shrinking. It's called Shrinking. And it's Harrison Ford and the guy from I Love You Man, Jason, not Jason Sudeikis, that's Ted Lasso, but Jason Segel.
Yeah.
And then the guy that played Jefferson Darcy in Married with Children, played the neighbor. And then the redheaded woman from the Drew Carey show. I can't remember their names, but anyway, Jason Segel and Harrison Ford are psychotherapists. But it's hilarious. One of the guy that played Roy Kent in Ted Lasso is in Shrinking as well. And it'll get you, but it's fucking hilarious, and it's definitely worth watching if nobody's ever watched it. But
check that out. That's a good cast.
Yeah. Ted Lasso, Untold, the story of Vinnie Jones, and then the other parts of that list were if my kid was playing, but none of my children play, thank God. And then what was the last one? I can't remember what the fuck I said. What did I say? I said live at the event while drunk with everybody else in the stadium. That would be the only way I could truly enjoy it. But
I would love to go to a World Cup or an Olympic match live.
That would be awesome. We've got a semi-professional soccer team that just built a brand new stadium here last year.
Yeah,
out by I-75, so I could go out there and watch and see what that's like. I'm sure that's a lot of fun. And then, but like I said, I needed to walk that back because my niece, like I said, mentioned earlier, she does play. I would go watch her. all of this was to say I would walk it back, and that would be I would go watch her, and if my nephew decides he's going to play, I would go watch him play as well, and then my other two nephews, if they were to play, same. But um, I just can't. I'm done. I'm over it. I'm glad. I'm glad that it's fucking over. Let's. Like I said, I can't watch baseball on TV. There's no football. There's no basketball. There's nothing else that's really
fast
interesting.
approaching. Football's fast approaching.
It is fast approaching, and there's a new season of quarterbacks on Netflix right now. Did you start watching that? Have you seen it all?
I have not watched it yet. Was like I said, we were without power. I was filling generators last night and stuff. I ended up I was about to watch it because I remember you said that, but for whatever reason, what caught my I finished watching a couple episodes I hadn't seen on Eli's Undercovers. I watched the Baker, the Ionesca one, the girl from that WNBA, where the Eli Manning. Remember, he did the Chad Powers where he went undercover, and
is it new though?
He's got a whole. It's not. I don't think it's new, but there was a couple I hadn't seen. There's still one more. There's a race car driver that I didn't get to because I was falling asleep.
Yeah,
I've seen 7 or 8 episodes.
I've seen most of them, but I wonder if maybe there's a new season.
I watched Michael Parsons, Baker, Ionesca, and Justin Jefferson last night.
The Baker one is that's one of my favorite episodes. That's so a really good one.
Gus
it
Swayze.
is.
Gus Swayze.
Well, I wish they'd hurry up and get a new season of Chad Powers out. By the way, so if anybody's listening that might be able to make that happen, hurry that shit along. That show's fucking great.
That'd be great.
The new season. So it's Jaden Daniels, Baker Mayfield, Joe Flacco, and I'm forgetting the fourth one in quarterbacks this season. But I had it for a second, and then anyway, it's been good so far. I've only seen an episode and a half. I watched the first one before I went to work yesterday. I watched half the second one when I got home from work late it'd been very early this morning. Great. Yeah, I love that show.
Good in the past. Yeah, I mean, they've always been good in the past. I like that show. So
I love Baker. I've loved Baker since college days, and now that he's with the Bucks, and me being from Tampa, and when I do, I watch football, but I don't really have my team, but I'll follow the Jags, obviously, because I'm here in Jacksonville, and then the Bucks because I grew up in Tampa, and now that he's on the Bucks, it's just his antics on the field is just fantastic. I love the dude. I'm
just glad for him to be in the position that he's in because it took a while to find the right fit that actually worked for him, but it did, But I thought it was funny, like I told you guys the other day when I was watching it, they were talking about Joe Flacco being drafted in 2008. Fucking, I didn't realize that 2008 was 16 years ago until fucking Peyton Manning said it right there in the middle of the episode. Fucking 16 years or 18 years ago. I'm sorry, not 16 years. 18 years ago. It's fucking crazy. It's nuts.
Thanks for it, Paul. We all know I'm younger than both of you. I graduated in 07, so that means my 20 years next year.
Yeah, I was going to say, you stopped yourself and walked it back pretty quick, and I'm glad that you did. But I heard you getting ready to say, making me feel old, and I was like, I don't want. I had muted myself to light the cigarette. I was like, no, don't you even fucking say that to me.
No, in my mind, I didn't say it, but what thought in my mind is, that's 20 years ago for me, and I'm 10 years or so younger than you guys. Fuck.
No. Well, I graduated 25 years ago, so I'm 5 years older than you, and Paul is 2 or 3 years older than me.
But I don't know. I'm still one of the ones that 10 years ago. It's 2005, 2006. No, COVID was 5 years ago.
So for those that don't know, I work security. One of my jobs, I work security at a local music venue, and I was working Friday and last night checking IDs, and I had so many motherfuckers. Can I see your ID? Are you serious? Yes, I'm serious. That's why I'm asking you for it, right? And they show it to me, and they're born in 1988, and they're like, oh, I know, I'm so old. I'm like, you're a lot younger than I am. you're quite a bit younger than I am. And they're like, no, yes, of course they were just being nice, but I'm just like, fucking stop this shit. You can see the white hair in my beard. I don't need to hear this shit from you. Stop that, but quit telling me how old you are, because I'm quite a bit older than you are.
The worst is like going to a bar or whatever, and then the bartender asking like the person in front of you or next to you, like, hey, let me see your ID. And they look at it and immediately give it back, and they're like, that quick? Yeah, I saw 19 in your date. Like, fuck.
That's pretty much what I look for. I mean, if I see, well, actually, I look for anything. Like if I just look at it and it says 2001, I know off the bat, right? If I don't have to do math. So right now it's 2025. Anybody born after July 19th, 2025, or I'm sorry, anybody born after July 19th, 2005, not 2025, 2005. But I don't want to do the math down to the day. So I try to look at the year, and if I see 19, I don't even fucking bother.
Yeah, most people just see 19. Here you go. The old ass. Especially when the bartender or the bouncer or whatever, they're a young kid. And when I say young kid, younger than me, it's just like, oh, I saw 19. Like, fuck you.
My child told me not too long ago that I was born in the 1900s. She didn't tell me that. I already knew that, right? But she said a thing, and the way she said it, I was born in the 1900s. I was like, no, we need to.
Oh yeah, the generation of kids now is like, oh yeah, our parents said in the 1900s. No, bitch.
I remember when I told my kids that I was older than the internet, and they looked at me like I had 6 heads.
I'm older than you. I remember.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, I remember telling my kids that I was older than the internet.
I remember having to go like to Walmart or whatever, buying the AOL CDs and having to put it in your computer and type it into code.
Those came in the mail.
That too.
Those came in the mail. I've got a buddy that has
just like Netflix came in the mail.
It did, but that was a little different. AOL came unsolicited. Netflix, you had to tell them I wanted. But I've got a buddy that has like several CD towers. He saved every AOL disc that he ever received in the mail, and he's got them just stacked up, just because it,
That'd be kind of cool to have, though. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, he's got a bunch of useless shit. He's got an airplane that he made out of Keystone Light cans.
That being said, in my garage right now, I have boxes of different beer caps, like bottle caps, because obviously not growing up, but in college, obviously the big thing is beer pong, right? And like table games for beer. So me and a couple buddies decided, like, all right, we're gonna drink a bunch of certain beers and we're gonna make our own little table, and so our idea was to make an American flag table, and with obviously Budweiser, Bud Light, and Michelob Ultra, red, white, and blue, right? And then in the middle, we're going to put the state of Florida. We had one buddy that his favorite beer was the Bud Light Lime. So he was drinking all the green caps, and that was going to be the state of Florida. I have all the caps sitting in my garage right now. I was cleaning some shit up. I go, what the fuck is this box? I pick it up, and I open it up. It's all these beer caps. I was like, I got to get rid of it. Like, I haven't even thought about this project since, let's see, I moved up to Jacksonville in 2011, and we started it in probably 2009, 2008. So it's been just sitting, following me for whatever reason. I'm just sitting here with like 2 or 3 boxes full of fucking beer caps. I'm like, I got to do something with these. Like, get rid of them. I got to find someone on like Etsy or Facebook Marketplace that does like the beer cap, like art, and be like, here's a couple thousand beer caps. Have fun. So if anyone listening does art with beer caps, let me know. I'll send it to you.
My sister-in-law does, actually.
I'll send it to her.
All right. In her old house, she took up all the flooring in her bathroom. She put down beer caps in a very, very tight pattern, and then she poured clear acrylic over the top of it. And cool, she decorated it was really cool, but she decorated the outside of her bar with the the bottle caps that she had left over. But I can't really talk. I've got.
I was about to
late,
say, I've thought
you know.
about doing like my table out here where we record, but then I'm like, I kind of want, because I got one of these like the elevated desk that you pick it up and it slides up and down. And I was like, I could do it on here and make it look nice, but I was like, I have a shadow box worth of cigar bands sitting in there that I could do as well. And I got a 4-foot glass vase of corks sitting in the office. So I can't say anything.
Yeah, I think I'm going to put these on a barrel head. And then
I've done that.
Yeah,
we had, I think it was, I can't remember if it was her sister, my wife's sister, or one of our friends made us a like a barrel head type like serving tray, like a round serving tray with like the what do you call it, like the initial and the last name on it, the ambergram or whatever. But on the backside, I put all just random cigar bands and Mod Podged it on, or whatever you call it. So
I don't know.
It's just like it's like that arts glue. I don't know. It's like
I don't know what that. Oh wait, I think I saw it on an episode of Duck Dynasty one time where Phil's mom was, or I'm sorry, Willie's mom was doing that shit on the table with some.
Probably it leaves like a texture versus like epoxy or not, epoxy or acrylic kind of just like glass sort of deal. This leaves like a little bit of a texture to it.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know anything about that, but I'll probably put these on a barrel head, and I'll probably look for that then that I can slap it all over the top of. My newest. So we know that I like to collect bourbon. Everybody knows that. You can see it behind me. It's all down here. In fact, if you look behind me, there's 8 bottles of one particular bourbon that I have collected. That I've now come into contact with 8 different bottles of Old Weller Antique, which is about the only weeder in the world that I really, really like. But my newest collection obsession.
Beer steins.
German beer steins.
It looks like an actual one, not like the cheap plastic ones we get.
No, it is. It is. I found like 15 of them on eBay that I really wanted, and I bought a majority. I didn't buy all 15. I didn't buy in the teens. Well, maybe I did. No, it's like 10. I bought like 10 of them. This one I thought was really cool because it's kind of squat, and it actually has German writing on the side. I don't know what the fuck it says. I don't really care as long as it doesn't say something terrible. I should know. I took 2 years of German in high school, and then I've got some of the ones that I have upstairs. They're really cool. I need to fix it, but they have a music box built into them, and just got to take the bottom off and figure out what's going on to make it work again. But I thought that was really cool. And some of them I don't know how old they are because they don't have like a molding stamp or anything like that on them, but there's some pretty nice patina on the lid. So I'm not going to drink out of them. I'm going to build some new shelving over here where all this shit is and put this somewhere else and start putting my Stein collection right there. It's taking up the majority, or well, at least half of the cabinet underneath the TV, and my wife is ready to punch me into my sleep.
Well, where'd all that whiskey and shit that was underneath the TV go?
No, it's still there. I'm talking about on the other side, Jerry. On the other side.
Just scoot it all to one side and start on the other side.
Yeah, she's gotten used to what's down on the one side, although
the mini barrels and stuff like that.
So when we bought our second location of our business a while back, and we knew going into it that it probably wasn't going to work out, so we had to close it pretty quickly. And when we did, we took out like 8 TVs out of this place. And so I'm giving some of them to my kids because they've got smaller TVs, and one of my kids recently moved out for college, and so we put the 2 middle ones, we split them up into their own rooms for the first time since they were born. So they've got their own rooms. Well, I'm sorry, one of the middle ones and the youngest. But anyway, I'm going to bring some of those TVs. I'm going to move this one, bring some of those other TVs down here, move this one somewhere else in here, so that I can sit and watch the mini games when football season starts all at one time, all over this room while I'm sitting here recording over there. And then I'm going to put some more shelving over here for all of the whiskey that's sitting out that isn't physically inside of a cabinet upstairs, and bring it down here, and I can just have it here. And I think she'll be able to compromise with the mini TVs versus not having all that whiskey up there taking up all that fucking space, because it takes up a lot. There's a lot in the cabinets, and I can't bring the cabinets down here, but there's a lot that isn't in the cabinets that occupies a lot of fucking space, and I think she'd be happy with not having that just out. So anyway, that's my next project for next project that I want to do versus the next one that I have to do. There's plenty that I have to do. But Paul, you missed it while we were talking. We got on to having miscellaneous and erroneous collections, and I mentioned that I have this box full of cigar labels from, well, now 3 seasons worth of this show, and I'm going to stick them all to a barrel head, I think, and make something out of them. Now that you're back, let's get back to this whiskey, because I'm still drinking it. I poured the rest of the sample.
I just poured a little bit, and you see me going back and forth. I got another, which we'll talk about in a minute, but this 120.4 proof one, it's fantastic. I looking forward to put it. I got another one that I'm doing for kind of jump ahead a little. This pours on me, and then I got another one that I talked about before. I got a little. What do I got left? I got 1 ounce left on this pour that Paul sent. Do side by side with this one, see which one I like the best, and then I'll have to side by side with the other one I have inside tonight when we're done here, and see which one. But I will say right now, the 120.4 plus the 116 that I have, nose is completely different. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah, no, this is a great pour. I really enjoyed this pour.
Yeah,
it's really good.
It's that like
really fucking good.
It's still, with the cigar, without the cigar, it's still that malty, chocolatey, floral type, like creamy style rye. It's a weird to explain it that way, but it's fantastic that way.
It's that chocolate coming through is, I mean, like Jerry said, the chocolate malts, they really do poke through. Even if you use them in smaller percentage grain wise, it really comes through. But it has, it really does come through in this one, and in such a way that's pretty much all I get. The others are kind of an afterthought. The other flavors, the mint that I mentioned, and some of the others, but it's very enjoyable. I really, really like it. And that's weird to me because I'm not a big fan of chocolate. But I really, really like it in this whiskey. This is fantastic. What was the price on this?
$60,
60.
$70.
Yes, between.
I don't even think it was 70. It might have been like 65.
Yeah.
Was that at the distillery?
Yeah.
At the.
Yeah, me and Paul both picked one up. Paul picked up the 120. I picked up the 116. They also had a 119, I think, or 118. But Paul picked up the highest proof. I picked up the lowest proof. We wanted 2 different proofs, and when we got back, when I sent them, I don't even think we decided who was getting which one. Yeah. I think we just wanted the highest proof and lowest proof they had there. And I think they had like a 118 or 119. Just wanted 2 different proofs to send out. And yeah, distillery was, I think, $65. I'd have to go through my pictures again. I picked up the Breaking Bourbon Single Barrel on seal box for right about that same price, $65. I don't think I've seen a chat product go I think there's been one that's been like $70 or $75. Everything else has been under, which is fantastic. Probably one of the reasons why I have so many of them is because they're $40-$50 for the most part.
Yeah,
It's worth every fucking penny.
absolutely.
That shit is fantastic.
Absolutely.
Ooh, this has been sitting out, and I don't know if you guys heard it, but we just had like a quick like heavy rain and then it died down. It's just drizzling, so I don't know if I'm getting some of that like rain nose in it, but
Oh yeah, I heard it. It sounded like the muffled bomb.
Yeah. It's definitely a lot sweeter fruity notes now. I don't know if that's just because it's been sitting out, the cigar, the rain that came through, or me going back and forth between this pour and the 116, but it's more fruity. It still has that same profile, but the nose became more fruity, almost like a berry. Anyways,
well, fellas, let's talk about our cigars.
I was about to say, before we move on, what are you guys smoking?
I went with I went with L'Atelier by La Mission. I don't know if I'm pronouncing any of that correctly. I only speak one language, so if I didn't and you're offended by it, fuck you. I don't care. This is a 6 by 50 or 6.5 by 56. It is from Nicaragua. It is a medium strength, which I would tend to agree with. Wrapper is a San Andreas Mexican. Binder is Nicaraguan. Filler is Nicaraguan. Smoke time, according to this particular website, is 1 hour and 40 minutes. We've been recording for
about 1 hour and 10.
About an hour, so that makes sense. I've got about I'm in the second third, but only about halfway through the second third. If you can't apply fractions, this probably isn't the show for you. But it's very very earthy. I get some leather, I get some wood, which I really enjoy, and it's going very, very well with literally every whiskey that I've had tonight, from the Old Overholt Rye all the way up to the Chattanooga Rye. Excuse me. Goodness gracious. Sorry. I'm burping and I can't help it. But it's a great cigar. It comes in at about $8 to $11 for a single cigar, depending on where you get it, who you get it from. You can get a box of 18 at roughly $150. A box of that's the 1959s, by the way. The 1989s, you can get those for about $180 for a box of 18. And then this is the 2009. You can get a box of 20 of these for about $198. It's interesting that they would sell it in those different groupings, but that's the way it is. You know, it's good stuff. I really enjoy this, and hopefully I can grab a few more of those different offerings that they have, and try those out. Really good cigar.
Yeah, before Paul jumps on, or me, whoever goes next, with the whole pronouncing the cigar name, there's a company called Domain Cigars. I was listening to an episode of Smoking Sounds, and they had him on. And the he's American. He lives in the U.S. And he's got some weird names for his cigars. I can't remember off the top of my head what they're called. But the reason why and they're all American, like English names, and the reason why he did it is he's like, well, there's so many cigars out there I cannot pronounce. I don't know how to pronounce it. When I do, I put that English spin on it, kind of like what Adam just did. And he goes, I'm not from these Spanish-speaking countries, so I'm going to name my cigars some hard-ass names to pronounce, but they're going to be English with the names. I've smoked one of them. It was a fantastic cigar. I think he has 3 in the line. the Smokers Abbey here. They have all three. I want to smoke them through, and I would love to get them on. I got to reach out to them. The first one was fantastic. I wish I remember the name. But yeah, it's just funny. He's just like, yeah, my family's not from here. Like, we're not Spanish. We're not from Spain. We're not from Nicaragua. We're not from these countries. We're from here. And so I'm going to name them these hard to read English words. And I thought it was funny as hell. And it's true. It's like, let me see if I can pull it up. Because I'll probably butcher it just saying it. Come on. The entropy. Oh shit, that was one. Where's the other ones? Our cigars. I hit our cigars. Entropy, the gentropy, and neutron is what he named it. It's like, people will trip up on them.
Okay. One thing about this whiskey that all of us failed to mention were the legs.
Yeah.
Now, the only reason I say that is because I don't generally mention the legs unless it's really something to see. They run quick.
Definitely not showing up on the camera.
They run really quick, but they fucking stick around. Like, I mean, just insane. Which I wouldn't necessarily say is typical of a rye. Most rye whiskeys that I drink, at least I don't notice. Not that, and there's more sugar in corn than there is in rye, so that makes sense. But this is really sticking around. I mean, they just hang out for, probably not going to show up on mine either. In fact, you're just going to see my fingerprints. If you look right there.
Oh, you can see a little bit of them right there on mine.
Yeah, right there you can see yeah, it's, I mean, there goes that little drop. If anybody was paying attention, that little drop that fell down into the rest of the whiskey hung out right there for a good 5 minutes before it fell.
And Wigwag in the chat, Wigwag said he loves the San Andres wrapper, and I typed in there, but that's definitely at least one of my favorite wrappers out there. I know.
Oh, for sure.
I know there's a lot into different, like, cigars and the Vitola you smoke and whatnot. Like Toros, you're not going to get as much. Toros and Gordos and whatnot, you're not going to get as much of the wrapper versus like a Corona or Lancero, but majority of the time, if it's a San Andres wrapper, I'm going to enjoy it. I love that chocolatey spice note that comes off it. I'm smoking one too. I'll talk about in a minute. But
yeah, so fun fact about those, they cultivate in the area where there's cultivated. It's a volcanic area of Mexico, which is kind of cool when you're smoking. But anybody that knows who I am knows I'm a big fan of Nicaraguan tobacco, and you put that San Andreas wrapper on it, man. This is a really good cigar. It's a really good cigar.
Paul, what you smoking over there?
So I grabbed it's called the Armadillo Select from Bar P Cigars.
Good old Brady over there.
Yep.
Great dude.
Yep, out of Odessa, Texas. It's Brady and Lisa. Great, like, kind of, I guess you call them boutique cigar brand. One is I had it pulled up here. Dominican Criollo 98 and Seco Cubano fillers, aged Dominican Habano binder, and Ecuadorian Sumatran wrapper. It is 6.5 by 52, and got a nice little story about the American Armadillo roaming freely, and that's kind of where they kind of got the name for it. Texas themed. Got a cool picture of like a red, white, and blue armadillo cigar on their website.
Yeah, we've talked to Brady about coming on. He's agreed. He's had some busy time, and then we did with setting up this new season, and a lot of the guests that we have coming up these next couple month or so. I already scheduled before I actually met Brady on that Wild Turkey 101 thing that we did with Raul. But Brady said he'd come on, and I'd love to have him on. I was able to smoke these. I think we kind of briefly talked about it when Raul took over our show last week. The XLT, which is Brady's Connecticut. It's a fantastic Connecticut. And like I said last week, I'm not a Connecticut fan, but there's enough punch behind it that kept me interested. So
it was a good show. Raul, if you're watching, call in again. We had a lot of fun, man. We had a lot of fun.
yeah,
We're gonna have to have you on Spirits and Secrets. Paul, we need to kick off a new season on that real quick. But we'll have Raul on as our first guest.
We'll have to do an episode here where we don't have anything planned. It's just call-ins, like people calling in, hanging out.
Oh, for sure. We're gonna have to do
multiple. We'll have to do that. We'll have to shoot it out in all the socials and everything. That way we had a bunch of people calling in. We had at least 2 people at once. We had Raul and Jersey to Vegas on last week at the same time. So we could at least do 2. I'd have to do some research, but I can't see why we wouldn't be able to get 10 people on at once, including the 3 of us, or not including the 3 of us. So we have 13.
Look, at this point, I'll just say this from somebody that makes a living in IT. At this point, you can put nearly as many people as you need on the same Zoom meeting. I can say that with confidence because
it's also that's just an audio. There's not even video, so the thing doesn't even
I know. That's what I'm saying. So UK will do a town hall on Zoom that's meant for the entirety of UK and UK employees. In the tens of thousands of people within the state of Kentucky, I'm going to say upwards of 40,000 people, and they can all be on at the same time. So I'm certain that these other technologies, especially the one that we use for the call-in, can probably make that happen.
I know I fucked around when I was testing it. I did my phone, the wife's phone, my laptop, my tablet, my computer, her one of her laptops, and I think I had 6 or 8 different call-ins at the same time, and that was with video. Just if we ever wanted to do a video, just messing around with it.
Well, thank you, Stacy, for lending your devices in the name of science. We appreciate it very much.
So maybe we do something like that, like a little open. I know Randy with Ironclad and the used to be the Dudes podcast. They used to do open mic nights or whatever, where you just kind of click the link and jump on. Maybe we do that every couple months or something. Just whoever wants to jump on with us, shoot the shit.
Sounds good.
But yeah, I am as the rapper as the storm rolls in.
I hear it coming.
This is from the Oz family. Cigars. This is the World Cup 2026. I figured it'd be a good one for today. Nice little band, and then it also had the same I am blurry. There we go. Oh, maybe had the same little. I am blurry now as I ate the mic. It's a great cigar. It was $20 at my at Smokers Abbey. It's a Toro 6x50, rolled at my father's factory, so obviously it's a well-known, fantastic factory. Mexican San Andres wrapper, binder is undisclosed, distiller is Brazilian, Ecuadorian, Honduran, Nicaraguan, and the U.S. It says medium strength. I would say it might be upwards of medium plus. It started out earthy, chocolate, a little bit of baking spice, not pepper spice, a cinnamon, baking spices, but that chocolate evolved into almost like a coffee. I'm just now getting into the final third, so I'm excited to see what it turns out to be. But that with this Chattanooga Rye being that chocolatey baking spice, cola note, it's going really well together.
Well, guys, I'm thirsty as shit, and I've already poured up This Pours on Me, and we've already talked about our cigars, so shall we move on to This Pours on Me?
Yes, absolutely. What are you drinking, Adam? Because I think me and Jerry have the same. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I went with the Dark Arts Rye that you sent to me. This is the last half of the sample bottle that I had. I've got, well, actually, there's a little bit left in there. I need to go ahead and get that on into the glass. But I hadn't had a whole lot of Dark Arts until you sent me 2 samples, Dark Arts, and then when you came to town, we went and we had a whole lot of Dark Arts. And I had I had a hangover. I had a hangover from the day before because we drank a whole lot of whiskey, like a whole lot of whiskey. And before we went to Dark Arts, we went to Whiskey Thief, right?
Yep.
And even after having hair of the dog at Whiskey Thief, I wasn't feeling quite right. But by the time we got through, no, that's not right. That's not right. Whiskey Thief was the day before. Sarah was not with us when we went to Whiskey Thief, or the day after. It was one of the two. But we went to
Kentucky trips always are a blur.
Yeah, it was a blur. It was a big blur. Dark Arts was the first one that we went to that day.
First one, and then we went to the one. We went to the pizza place, and then the one. What was that one right there?
James Pepper.
Pepper, right?
Yeah.
Pepper.
We went to Dark Arts. That was it, and it took about 3 drinks for me to get back into the pace of things because I was really feeling it from the night before. But I had a lot of Dark Arts, and everything that I've ever had from there is fucking incredible. My wife ended up buying me a bottle. I'm still amazed that she would buy it simply because of the price versus the volume. It was a $350, and she bought it for $85.
It was your birthday.
It was my birthday. But still,
it was actually your birthday this time.
It was actually my birthday.
Not like when me, Adam, Wayne,
Mike, Jay. Tim.
Was Tim with that? Was that Tim's trip that you went to?
Tim was.
Yeah, we went to Old Forester and said it was Adam's birthday, so we got to char the barrel.
It was fun. That woman wouldn't stop saying bunghole. She was having too much fun with it, and then they told her that it was my birthday so I could char the barrel. That was a good time. Press the button, big red fucking button like every game show that you've ever seen in your life. Bam. Fire shot up through the barrel. It was great.
And it was real fire. That room became like 900 degrees real quick.
It got real hot real quick. I mean, like it was a flamethrower. It was crazy. And then we got to go on one of the greatest tastings that I've ever had in my life. They do have the candy from Rebecca Roos in Frankfurt. The bourbon balls covered in chocolate with a pecan slapped on top of it. They're fucking incredible. It was a really good experience. And except for if you go on that tour, for the love of God, do not use your LED flash because it might set off a fire in their fucking barrel house, which is absolute bullshit, by the way. It's complete bullshit.
Bunghole tour guide lady, damn near Ray Lewis, an old lady, because her camera flash went off.
Yeah, it was bad.
Blow up all those barrels, yeah.
But it was a good time. It was a really good time. Great distillery experience, great tasting. You won't have the same experience that we did as far as the tasting goes. They happened to have birthday bourbon for us to try on that particular day. I was struggling to walk that day. I was fresh off a knee surgery, and I fucking was knocking old women out of my way to get downstairs to buy a bottle of that birthday bourbon. But good time. Anyway, yeah, we really struggled. I struggled really bad. We went to Dark Arts. After the first couple drinks, I was ready to go again. And then, yeah, we went to several other places that day. But this guy, Macaulay Minton, he really knows what he's doing with the blending. He's not producing his own currently. He does source it, um, but my man knows a thing or two, and we should really try to get him on here. I think that would be. This is like the third time that I know there was an episode where we actually had this one and the rye last season. Um, I believe I sent samples of you guys to the bottle that Sarah bought me for my birthday. If I didn't, I will get those out. Paul had it while we were tasting. It's really fucking good. But we should try to get Macaulay on this show. I think it'd be awesome.
Yeah.
What are you guys drinking since you're drinking the same thing? And tell me how you guys feel about it.
So when Paul picked up the 120 proof rye, like I said earlier, I picked up the 116.7 proof. Same mash bill, same everything, except it's two different single barrels. I've been nosing both of them. I poured samples of this one, sent it to you guys, and I think I had it while I was pouring samples, but I haven't had it since, hence why it's almost a full bottle. The nose is completely different. I haven't tried it side by side yet, so I'll be looking forward to that. But yeah, same thing, just a different single barrel. Like I think Paul said, all their barrels are basically underground in their basement in a almost climate controlled, not really, like it's underground, like cement underground, but they have like their the boiler pipes going through to heat it up. It's a cool little thing. If you're ever in Chattanooga, definitely check out their distillery, their tour. It's 15. Paul, do you remember how much that was? I think it was like $15. It wasn't anything crazy, and you get a nice 5-flight tasting at the end, depending on what they have in stock. And then, honestly, like most of the time, as long as you're cool and you're not a drunk, if you want to sample other things, they'll pour some samples. Me and Paul both got a cocktail, and then we wanted to try one of the confluences. They had two of them there, I think, so we tried that and something else, and we bought cocktails.
Wasn't there something with rhubarb or something?
I don't remember. I remember we tried, like, we had our flight of 5, which is their basically White Dog 91 111, one of their bottled and bonds, and Confluence, or White Dog 91 111.
Founders, wasn't it? Because we were there right around that Founders.
They didn't have it in. No, because we went before the Founders event. It was the White Dog 91 111, the bottled and bond, and then their batch. Can't remember the batch number, but it was their like Irish style, like their Irish bill style. But they had their Confluence, so that she let us try that. There was something else that Paul tried, and we kind of just shared samples, and we both thought Paul got some kind of rhubarb old fashioned, I think it was.
I think that's what it was.
And I got
really good
other kind of cocktail. I don't remember what it was. And we also got to try their ginger seltzer or whatever they call it.
That was good.
So as long as you're not like a dickhead, drunk or whatever, they'll let you sample other stuff if they have it available. Obviously in small pours versus an actual pour, but yeah, so definitely a cool little tour that you get to see. It's not long at all. It's literally, you see their experimental still, a couple of their mashes, and you go downstairs and then sampling, which honestly at that place there's not much else to do. But definitely a cool little place. But like I said earlier, we wanted 2 different mash bills, 2 different proof points, so we can see if there's a difference. And interested to see what you think, Paul, because on the nose there's definitely a distinct difference between them.
Yeah,
to me,
see that, but that's kind of like their kind of somewhat underground type of barrel storage area.
And they still have their giant Puncheon sherry barrel down there that's like 100 liters or something, which that could be something else we do. I have we'll talk about it afterwards. But on the nose, the one you sent, for me, it's starting to get more of that like fruity note to it, that berry fruity note with the chocolate and floral. The 117 or 116 to me is more floral and like caramel, whatever you want to say.
It's
like
not as dark.
Yeah.
I would say the lighter proof one, which we're talking 4 proof points. It's
even.
like it's
3.7.
Yeah, it's
but
more.
There's more ethanol on the at 116 for me.
Big time. I was just gonna say that. I kept like trying to. I got my spot cooler blown on me because it's hot outside, but trying to block that breeze, and I keep getting. There's a little bit of a punch of ethanol on the 116 where it's not.
But not bad though.
But not
it's
bad.
Definitely
No.
present.
Nosing this blind, I would say the 116 was higher proof than the 120, which is crazy.
Proof, huh?
But yeah, it definitely noses more, caramel forward than chocolate forward. There's darker notes in the 120 than there is in the 116. Yeah, and it drinks that way too. I don't get any of that dark chocolate. The cola like notes I get, they're really not there. There's almost like a hint of like brightness, like almost like a, I don't want to say citrus because I don't really get lemon or orange or anything, but there's like
I was going to say lemon.
Yeah, there's a brightness. There's like a little citrus pop, but it's just barely there. That's not at all on the 121.
It's almost like you had your pour on the like you poured yourself a pour, put it on the counter, and you realize you needed to cut lemons up for dinner or whatever, and just a little bit of like the spritz kind of.
Yeah, just a little bit
just a hint on it.
Yeah, like this one's bright, this one's dark.
The 116 to me is definitely a lot more spicy. A little bit of pepper spice. It's definitely like in the gums, on the tongue. There is some of that like cinnamon and bacon spices on there. A little bit of that lemon, citrusy brightness. Not so much floralness. There is a little bit there, but then you get a lot of that like caramel, brown sugar, like standard like bourbon notes, if you want to say. The 120 that you have is more of that floral, chocolate, darker. I'm getting a lot more like fig, berry style notes on that one, which is crazy to think that being, 3.4 proof points different.
Same mash bill, same barrel, same like. I mean,
you literally like you showed it like that. What are they? 2 barrels high or 3 barrels high? I think the 3 high. Like yours could be top, mine could be bottom or middle, bottom, something like that. Like it's not like they have a huge 8-story. It's not like they have an 8-story rig house that one could be at the very top, one could be at the very bottom. They're literally at the same location, and they're 2 completely different pours. It's hard to pick which one because right now I'm liking the one you sent because it's darker, sweeter. I say sweeter, but it's really not. But darker, sweeter style, and it's a little bit. Well, it's not warm anymore with this fucking storm that we've had rolling in. The 116 is more spicy, caramel, stuff like that. Right now I'm digging the 120, but shit, tomorrow I might dig the 116 because of the spiciness. And it's been forever since I've had the other one I have inside, but I'll have to pull that out and do like I said, I got about an ounce, maybe 3/4 of an ounce left of the one you sent. I'll have to do a little side by side and see what I think about it. If I don't know why I didn't send the other one out to you guys as well. We could have done a little threesome, but
here's a little a picture I have on my phone too. I was looking at the picture we took. This is the notes are wild whiskey aged in 8-year number 4 char barrel. Fill date 8/28/2015. So they're sitting on an 11-year right now.
Oh yeah, some of their experimentals down there. They're I don't know if it was the tour guide that we were with, or when I went with the wife. They were saying that because they can experiment. They have barrels down there just to see how they evolve over the years.
Yep.
Like they have no plans to release them, but they want to see how it is. So when they do the experiment later, they can basically put, say, because what are the experimental batches are, what, like 8 barrels, 6-8 barrels. They want to be able to put those 6-8 barrels away for 8 years, 10 years, and somewhat know what they're going to get versus literally experimental, like, hey, we got this, we're going to see if it works. If it doesn't, we just fucked ourselves, sort of deal. So they have barrels down there that they're just testing just to see how long it could go.
Where was that, by the way? Was that Chat?
Yeah.
Okay, I was on a phone call with my daughter. I'm sorry, she's down in Nashville. Had a situation, but anyway, I saw the picture that Paul held up there. But.
So what we were saying, is the 120 is more of that little bit of floral, chocolate, fruity, like sweeter style. The 116 is like baking spices, black pepper, caramel, brown sugar. Honestly, I'll have to send you a pour. If you can't find this pour, let me know, and I'll send you a sample of this, because I feel like you'll like this one more. It's more of like,
I was getting ready to say I need to find it.
It's more of a bourbon drinker's rye versus the 120.
Well, I may not like it more, honestly, because when I'm drinking a rye, I want fucking rye.
Yeah, that's true.
Right. So like for me, like to compare it, whenever I'm drinking like McDonald's coffee versus a homemade espresso, I want that motherfucking homemade espresso to be fucking strong as shit.
I want to be running fucking miles.
Right, right. Lots of flavor, fucking jack me up, all those things. Whenever it comes to rye, I want the full rye experience whenever I drink a rye whiskey. That's what I want. That's what I get out of this Dark Arts, honestly. But to bring it back to that chat, that 120.4 was
fantastic.
It was, but there was a lot of bourbon characteristics to it as well.
This 116, honestly, blind,
so,
I might think this 116 is a high rye bourbon.
Yeah. Well, I need to find that bourbon. I need to find that 116 just so that and
like I said, let me know if you can, because I definitely have some things coming out your way. So,
well, is there any more of this 120.4?
Yes, there is. There is
half a bottle.
Half a bottle.
Well, I may ask you for half of an ounce, just so that I can do a side by side of the two, like you guys did.
Yep, I'll definitely send you out another one.
It like we were saying, I think you were already on your phone call. It is crazy how different these two are, being 3.7 proof points different. Like I've had, say, like 130 versus 120 single barrels or something like that. That's 8, 10, 11 proof points difference, which makes a little bit of sense, but literally being a drop of water difference is insane.
It's crazy how different they are. It really is.
And I'll have to see which one I have inside, what proof that is. I want to say that one might be 122, 123. I'll have to see. I'll throw some of that into the next box I get out to you guys. If I should have enough left. That one I hit pretty hard when I first got it. I should have enough left, but.
Well, I had 2 Knob Creek picks that were picked by the same person. One was 14 and a half years and one was 15 years and 1 month. And the barrels were right next to each other in the same fucking rickhouse. Like they were touching each other. And they were vastly different. So I'm not surprised by the difference between these two. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
That can be the case.
One thing I love about Knob Creek picks is they literally tell you the rickhouse, the rick, and the row or something like that. They literally tell you.
They do. And the age.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But you can literally pick up barrels from the same rickhouse, same row. You just don't know, like, and they might tell you which part, like you said, next to each other. You could literally get 3, 4, 5 next to each other. You get that whole damn rick row. And
well, speaking about ryes, I would like to get my hands on a couple Knob Creek single barrel ryes that were in that 10 to 12, maybe 15 year age. Um, but that's the thing. Like I said about ryes, I like to have the full rye experience. I'm all about the full flavor, right? So rare steak, dark cigars, black coffee, uh, barrel strength whiskey. If I can find a rye whiskey that is truly rye, like anything that Sagamore makes, is you're going to get that full rye experience. Um, and anything that they make is guaranteed to be fucking incredible. You can just confidently walk up to the shelf, pick it up, buy it based on the bottle design, and go home and have an incredible whiskey experience because what's in that bottle, the bottle's awesome, but the what's in the bottle is even better. Um, there's a lot of, in this Overholt, the standard Overholt offering, the 114, incredible whiskey. I'm going to have some more here in just a second as soon as I finish off this teeny tiny bit of Dark Arts that I've got here. Some of them that are out there are
kind of save some of that 114 because you might have a 7-year single barrel showing up at your door tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, yeah, for sure. I've got half of that bottle. Half of that bottle is still full.
And then Wigwag said Wild Turkey. He doesn't have to tell us because we're all Wild Turkey fans, but he says Wild Turkey Kentucky Spirit also does the Rickhouse shelf level barrel and all that good that stuff.
They do.
That
you're right. Thank you for mentioning that.
I miss those fantails.
They were nice.
Those are some of the best looking bottles out there.
They were really nice. But as far as Wild Turkey goes, the only thing that really chaps my ass is removing Austin Nichols from the label. We talked about that too many times. I don't need to get into it again, but something fucking changed. Regardless of that, I did pick up a bottle of the old Wild Turkey Rye a couple days ago, so then that way we could do it with that Dusty that you're about to
thought you were going to say you were picking up a bottle of the gold foil.
No, fuck that. I am not. So, what is that, $300? Fuck. No, like I don't have that kind of money. I've got 4 kids, man. I don't have one of them's in college for crying out loud. I don't have that kind of fucking. Are you kidding me?
So I was at a buddy's house whenever the U.S. was playing England. They were doing a little watch party and we went.
No one cares about soccer, Jerry.
And I was just saying the time frame, and he was gracious enough. There was, I think, 3 or 4 of us that did a blind side-by-side of was that a 16-year-old gold foil, that new one that came out, and the Master's Keep Beacon. We did a little side-by-side. Very similar. The palate, honestly, on the palate, it's hard to tell between them two, but the nose on the 16-year-old gold foil is 10 times better. And I was hoping I was picking the Beacon, but I was like honestly, like he's like, what'd you guys like? And I was like, honestly, I'll take either one. I'm happy with either one. I was like, but this one right here, the nose is fantastic. The palate on are very similar, but the nose on this one, he goes, that's the cheesy gold foil one. And I was like, damn. It's fantastic whiskey. I can't pull myself to drop 3, 4. I think it dropped around here at like 470 out the door. I think it was.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I can't do that, but
it has to be fantastic whiskey because they're asking that price. But yeah, like you said, I'll have it a bottle share or a bar pour or something like that before I ever even consider purchasing a bottle.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I've had it 2 or 3 times now. It's fantastic. It's just hard to pull that trigger. That being said, Wigwag said he scored a bottle of Wild Turkey 8-year that was signed by Jimmy Russell.
Oh, nice.
You got to hold on.
Very
to that.
Nice.
That's a cool one.
And then I got the 8-year, but it's not signed by Jimmy Russell. I see it all around here. Of course, none of them are signed.
Where?
Someone
in, I think it was a local bourbon group, like Florida. I don't think it was one of the national ones. I think it was a Florida one. I think the guy was like in the Navy or whatever, stationed out in Japan. And the Wild Turkey 8-year, yeah, it was local. It was local. Wild Turkey 8-year, once you do the conversion from their money to ours, was like $22 for the year.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by that.
And then someone commented that one of our locals here has it on sale for $24, and I was like, I wish I never saw that, because I have a half a bottle of 8-year plus a full bottle of the regular 101. I don't need more. Well, you could always use more Wild Turkey.
If they have it, go there, Jerry. Go there. I want like 5 bottles of that shit.
Well, so when I originally did a side by side, I got a brand new. Even though I didn't need it, I bought a brand new 750 of Wild Turkey 101, and I had the brand new 8-year, just so the brand new cork pops. There's no, it's been sitting out for 6 months, brand new. And I like the 8-year, but for double the price, to me, it's not worth it for double the price. But if I could get it for the same price as the standard 101, I will. Wild Turkey 101, and like I said, this Chattanooga Rye, or some like go to, like, I don't know what I want to drink. I want something a little bit lower proof, 100 proof. Those are the 2 I go for. And if I could get that 8-year at $22, I think they said, or $24, that's, luckily it's not, it's a like a 20-minute, 30-minute drive for me, but still, that'd be a fun one, because $24 versus $49 is definitely a good one.
Oh yeah.
And then
there's very few things that are better than a Wild Turkey 101. I don't care what anybody says. It's fucking. I've got several bottles upstairs. I don't have any down here. I'm surprised I don't. I do. Here we go. Austin Nichols, motherfucker. This shit is. Look, I sent this to Paul and Jerry. I sent them both.
I still have a little bit left.
Yeah,
I got a lot left.
Yeah, and it's and I've got 3 left upstairs. I got them for $100 for 10 of them, I think. This guy just happened to have a bunch hanging out in a storage shed down in Miami, and he brought them back up here and sold them to me real cheap. It might have been 20. It might have been 20 per, so maybe I had $200 for 10 of them. Whatever the fuck, I don't care. There is a decided difference, and I don't care what anybody tells you. I had this conversation like 4 days ago at the Kroger liquor store. I went in there to look. I don't care what anybody says. When that Austin Nichols came off the motherfucking label, something fucking changed with the juice. There's nothing like having, and they've done that a couple different times where there's been a difference between what was on the label and what was in the bottle. And this, I think, we trace this back to 2008, 2007, something like that.
Yeah.
And this is different than when this is different even than when I started drinking it way back in fucking 1999. But this is decidedly better. We did a side-by-side of this and the 8-year and the standard Wild Turkey that's out there now, and the 12-year, and I feel like there was another one. Oh, the Jimmy Russell 70th anniversary special, which was incredible. And if they produced that, whatever that was, if they produced that as their standard, people would lose their minds and say, fuck Buffalo Trace, let's go after that, because it's fucking incredible. But this, in this little bottle right here, this teeny tiny little bottle, like I said, I got 3 more left upstairs. It is delicious. Absolutely delicious.
And then, not to cut you short, Justin Summers goes by J Summers 11B on Instagram. He's one of the bearded brothers.
What's up, Justin?
He does like shirts and whatnot, like apparel, and I grabbed it was a mental health shirt and a suicide prevention or suicide awareness shirt from him a couple months back, which I love. By the way, Justin, great quality shirts, love wearing them, get a bunch of compliments and people talking about them, so keep that shit up. He said he's having a Perdomo champagne anniversary, the one that we smoked about a month ago, I think it was.
Yeah,
a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Great smoke. Definitely on the mild side, but if you're looking for a nice mild smoke. That's a great one. He's asking, have you guys had the Old Elk double weeded? One of those black. I have. It's fantastic. I liked it. I'm a weeded fan, so whether it's weeded bourbon or weeded whiskey, I had it, and it was fantastic. I thought.
I'm not a weeded fan historically. I like the rye bourbons, but that one is really good. Everything that Old Elk has ever made, I think, is really fucking good.
They're like standard bourbon. I don't know what they call it. They're small batch. I don't know what it is. It's to me it's similar to the Chattanooga 91. It's good, but it's more of like an intro palate warmer style pour. But everything else from their lineup, their single barrels, whether it's the weeded single barrels or the standard single barrels, they're that doubled wheat, I think they did like a 4 grain or something like that, or oak grain. I don't remember. All fantastic. He also said he picked up the wild turkey, the Maker's 101, which was, I bought 2 bottles, one just to kind of hold on the shelf because back in when it first got released, what was that, right before COVID or right during COVID? It was hard to find, so I bought 2, and I killed one of them doing old fashions. That Maker's 101 in an old fashioned is fantastic, by the way. So definitely, if you want to make a cocktail, Justin, throw it in an old fashioned. It's fantastic.
Hey, I will say that Maker's 101 is one of the other few weeders that I actually enjoy pretty much any time. There's not a lot. I'm not a big weeder fan, but Old Weather Antique and Maker's 101, yeah. Especially around Christmas time, just because that's when historically they would release it, right? Was in that Christmas box.
Yeah, it was like the winter time they did it.
Yeah,
that Christmas after Thanksgiving, right, before New Year's style.
But you know, we'll take what they put out anyway, because I mean, they've been doing it so damn long. You know what I'm saying? So that they know what they're doing. But it's good stuff. That Christmas box, I buy one every year. And I still got one from last year, as a matter of fact. It's good stuff. Yeah. Fuck, I can kind of see. I need to do something different here. Nope, that's not what I wanted.
Yeah, I remember when Makers released that 101. At first, it was distiller. Well, at first, I think it was an international release only. Then it went to distillery only, and then it went out to the public. And it was supposed to be like a very limited release thing that they did. So I picked up a bottle, killed about half of it between drinking it by itself and old fashions, and couldn't find it. Finally found a second bottle, picked it up just because it was so hard to find. I don't know how it is anymore. I haven't really looked for it. I was actually going through all the bottles that I have underneath the cabinet that are like backups, and I saw that sitting there, and I was like, I haven't had that one in a while. It's still sitting there in the box, like it came in a nice little box. I'll have to see what that distribution is around here. Like I said, I haven't really looked for it.
All right, well, I think we're going to go ahead and open it up to callers if y'all want to call in.
Yeah, that link is pinned. We'll give you guys a minute or two to click it if you want to jump on, to talk with us. If not, we'll just close it out. We'll give you guys a few minutes. There's a few people sitting there. Justin's on there. Wigwag's, I think, still in there. So if you guys want to just hit that link, and we'll sit here for a little bit and chat with you guys.
Mm-hmm. This Old Overholt, by the way, coming back around to it with that cigar, I'm getting some heavy chocolate notes from that. It is an incredible whiskey. You know, Paul's a big fan of Jim Beam and everything that they do, and rightfully so. They make some great shit. I can't say that everything they do is wrong is right. Um,
That's I'm right there with you. I love Jim Beam, but for me, those old Overholts, for whatever reason, do not hit my palate.
really,
Yeah. Um,
oh,
I
they do.
remember
They do for
when we
me.
were with Blue Collar and they sent out the um, bottled and bond. Um, I was like, yeah, it's all right. So I tried, or they sent out the 114. It was all right. I tried the bottled and bond. It wasn't a bit like it was good, but it's not my palate. Um, Justin, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can y'all hear
What's
me?
going on? Yeah,
Yeah,
what's
how
going
you
on?
doing, Justin?
Doing great. This is kind of really the first time I've been on one of y'all's lives.
Yeah,
Yeah, we just we were going live with when we had guests. We just started our new season last week, and we said, "Fuck it, let's do lives every week and see if people want to jump on." And then the three of us were trying to figure out a way to do like this, if you want to call it like a call in, like the old school shows where you called in a radio station sort of deal, and
Yeah,
figured
that's
out
cool.
figured out a way to do this. So last week we had a couple guys jump on, and it just we do our episode, and then at the end, if people want to jump on and shoot the shit, and we'll do it. If not, then we'll just call it. So
That's
it's
awesome.
a little cool thing. But yeah, definitely keep up those shirts. I was those at suicide prevention and the mental health one I wear all the time. I love that quality shirt. I can't remember what kind of shirt it is. Um,
It's a it's a next level
I was about to say
6210.
next level. I love those shirts. Um,
Yeah, it absolutely is my favorite to press now.
Yeah, they're lightweight, but unlike I'll say it, a lot of people use those Bella Canvas shirts, and they're
Yeah.
lightweight and everything. But after one wash or whatever, they shrink. The neckline stretches out and everything. These the
Well,
next
and
these next
you
levels, you could wash them over and over again, and they don't lose their shape.
yeah, and you can also tell too, like I don't know how many like custom shirts you've had made or whatnot, but like certain brands of shirts, they're not pre-washed and pre-shrunk before
Yeah,
they send them to you. So when I put an image on them kind of shirts, if you don't wash it on low heat and like hang dry it, your shirt's gonna shrink, but the image stays the same. So it's like,
it's
then
a
it
weird
starts
like puffy.
wrinkling and
Yeah,
peeling.
yeah. I've like I said, I got both those. I probably wear it at least one of them a week.
Oh,
Um,
that's awesome, man. That's great
and
feedback.
they're holding up great. The print is still on there like day one. Um,
Oh, that's awesome.
and I have a few other custom shirts from other buddies that are doing those next level and the same thing. And then I got a few buddies that when they first started out did the Bella Canvas. Some of them are still doing them, and I get it. They're cheap
Right.
shirts, but the neck stretches out. They shrink. I'm not a big fan of those shirts, but the next levels, I just had it. There's another brand shirt. Obviously, the Gildan shirts are great, but there's another shirt.
Comfort Colors is really
Yes,
good too if you like a
that.
heavyweight shirt.
So we've done well. We haven't released them technically, but I've been messing around. I have a couple shirts. Paul has a couple shirts um, that we had custom made with our logo on it that were custom colors, and that's probably
Oh,
one of
nice.
my favorite. They're a little bit heavier,
Yeah.
but they fit fantastic. Actually, I think the shirt I have on now is a next level from a
Oh,
buddy that used to
nice.
do some shirts. So yeah, definitely.
I heard y'all talking about Wild Turkey 101. Did y'all know that Kentucky Spirits is actually the original recipe for Wild Turkey 101?
I had not heard that.
We'll have to
I
do a
had
little side by side. We'll have to get a single spirit and then a 101 and maybe the 8 year. Throw them all
Yeah,
together.
because
Maybe that 2008 or whatever that you sent out, Adam. Put them all just side by side and see if there's any big difference.
me and the wife went to Wild Turkey's distillery, and I was asking them about it because I picked up a bottle here in Tennessee, and I'm like, man, that's kind of a Wild Turkey 101, and I was like, but it's way better. So when we went to
Yeah.
the distillery, the lady that was like talking to us, she was like, well, that's the original recipe when they first came out with like Kentucky spirits, and that was like the original recipe for Wild Turkey 101, and then they changed the recipe, so now they have Kentucky Spirits, and then they have Wild Turkey 101.
Makes sense. Those spirits, single barrels, some of them are fantastic, like amazing.
Oh yeah,
I've had some that were just okay, but being a single barrel, obviously you're going to have some that are a lot better and some that aren't as great. But for the most
right.
part, they're fantastic.
So Justin,
Well,
I got to ask you. I did a little bit of Facebook stalking. Is your profile picture a picture of you with your wife? You wearing a cowboy hat and a vest?
yes, yep, that's me.
All right, brother. I'm about to add you right now. The reason why is because I heard your accent. And I was like, this motherfucker. He is. We're from the same neck of the woods in some way or another, you know. But
Right.
I could hear that accent, and I'm sure you've heard mine if you've listened to us.
Oh
But
yeah.
you know, I live about 20 miles from the Wild Turkey Distillery. I've never been. I have never. So
Really?
yeah, well, so when I first moved up here, I was 24,
Okay.
and I was drinking a lot of Wild Turkey, but I just didn't realize that distilleries did tours like that at that time, and then it just kind of faded out of my mind for a while. By the time I realized that was the thing that they do, uh, COVID had come on, and they weren't
Yep.
doing any tours at all, and they just recently reopened tours because of remodels and all this shit. I'm dying to get up there. I want to go, but I'm just so damn busy. Paul and I were going to try to go. I was going to try to put a tour together for us while he was in town, and
Right.
they were full.
Oh
I
wow.
want to go. Wild Turkey is my first love. 19 years old. That was the first whiskey that I ever had that didn't make me sick as shit, which is weird because the first one that ever made me
Right.
sick as hell was Jim Beam White Label.
Oh God. Yeah.
But I'm a big fan of Wild Turkey. I fucking love it, man. And I'm gonna have to get on up there after hearing you talk about it just now. Yeah.
Their new remodel is beautiful, and if you ever, I don't know if you've ever been to Four Roses, but it's just
Mm-hmm.
down the road from that.
Yeah,
Yeah. Four
And
Roses
it's
is beautiful.
Me and Adam went to Four
yeah,
Roses. What was that? 3 years ago now, Adam?
3 years ago this
Something
summer.
like that.
Yeah.
That's
yeah. Four Roses, my wife said, has the best gift shop.
it's a beautiful campus.
They've got a nice gift shop, beautiful campus. I took Paul to Buffalo Trace when he was in town. He'd never been there.
Were y'all one of the first 500 and get a free bottle?
Oh hell no, that didn't happen for sure.
That happens every day. So Buffalo
Are
Trace,
you
if you're
kidding me?
within the first every day within the first 500, they give out a free bottle of whatever the free bottle is that day.
Fuck, I didn't know anything about that. We had some kick-ass cocktails that they would own.
Yeah.
So their menu was divided in such a way they had a bunch on the top half and then some on the bottom half, and you could only have one of what was on the top half, and then after that, if you came back, you had to get what was on the bottom half. And I didn't fucking understand why. I still don't to this day, but it's fucking. They were good. They were
Oh
really
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a huge bourbon connoisseur, so like I've got a whole lot here at the house at the bar and some cigars on the bar, and so I'm glad I stumbled across y'all tonight and actually came on live.
Hell yeah.
Well, we're glad you did too.
So I think we came across each other because of like beard products.
Yep. Yep.
You post a lot. Are you affiliated with anybody, one company, or are you just kind of like us, just like to support
Well,
a
I'll
bunch
tell you
of?
this. So I work in the special needs department at the local school here
That's
where I'm
awesome.
at, and so last year one of my students grabbed a hold of my beard. It was 7 inches long, and had me down in the floor. And I said, okay, well, let's see if I can just kind of stay away so it's not in reach. Well, she grabbed a hold of it again a second time about 2 months after the first time, and I said no more. So I completely baby faced, and now I'm back to like just a full beard, but it's only probably an inch long.
What's
But it's a safety thing, you know.
Yeah.
It's when they get a hold of you, they do it, to try to get your attention. It ain't like they done it on purpose, but
Hey man,
it
so
hurt.
what?
I train jiu-jitsu, um, and I own a business. And my business is it's a martial arts school, but
Oh, nice.
I train all stand up, right? So it's
Yeah.
taekwondo, it's kickboxing, it's a bunch of different Krav Maga, it's a bunch of different things. But I train jiu-jitsu. I don't teach it, but my beard gets ripped out like a motherfucker on a
hurts,
constant
don't it?
and yeah, it hurts like a son of a bitch. Though there was one time this dude come over to roll with me and he goes, let's go over here where it's not covered in somebody's pubes. I said, that's not pubes,
Yeah.
man. That came out of my face. That was it was just it was fucking everywhere. But
Oh
before we move on, I just want to say this, Justin. We're glad you joined us. I don't know if you've listened to us a bunch or not, but regardless of that, I see on your profile here that you are a veteran.
I am, yes, sir.
We want to go ahead and thank you for your service. We really appreciate everything that you and your brothers and sisters have done for us and our country. I was not able to serve myself due to a medical situation, but we do what we can for folks like yourself, and we try to find a way to serve folks like yourself as civilians. We really appreciate everything you guys have done for us, and I just wanted to get that out there while you're here on the call with us for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate that, guys. Yeah, I'm a 100% disabled veteran. I did 8 years in the infantry, and did one tour to Iraq that was 13 months long.
Army, Marine Corps.
Army.
Okay, very cool. We really do
Yeah, we appreciate that.
appreciate you and everybody you served with, everybody that came after you, everybody came before you. It's something we really try to focus on. We don't feel like you guys get a fair shake when you come back, and we want you to know that you're appreciated and loved, and we do everything that we can, which ain't much, but we do what we can when we
I
can.
appreciate it, guys.
So we just wanted to bring that on out, but it's cool that you've been up here. You're a Tennessee native.
Oh yeah. Yes, sir.
I'm sorry about that. Look, man. I work at UK. I'm an usher for UK games. I'm a UK fan, lifelong UK fan. Tennessee, University of Tennessee sucks. That's all I got to say.
I'm going to have to agree with you because I'm an Ole Miss fan.
Oh wow!
Even
How
worse.
the fuck did that happen?
Even worse.
Ever since I was a kid, I've always been a Ole Miss fan.
Are you in Western Tennessee?
No, I'm from Middle Tennessee.
Oh shit. Okay, well, Vanderbilt sucks. UT sucks.
Yeah.
Fucking both.
Just like when
know.
it comes to NFL, I'm a Miami Dolphins fan.
Oh,
So.
How are you going to be an Ole Miss fan without Lane Kiffin this year? How's that going to work out for you?
I'm kind of glad he's out of there, to be honest with you.
Well, he sucked. He's a terrible person, but at the same time, like, can you? I mean,
we're not looking bad. Recruitment's nowhere near as good as it was with him being there, but the way he done his team and the way he, just kind of dipped on them right before the championship games, it was like, I was hoping they would have won that game without him being there, but, it didn't happen. But it's just one of those things that, when you start chasing a dollar, it don't matter what your profession is. When you start chasing a dollar, money's going to overtake you.
That's what they're all doing. The players, the coaches, that's what they're all doing.
As a Florida fan, I'm right there with you. I went to the bowl game down in Tampa. Back in, what would that be, 08 or 09? When the Gators were playing in the Outback Bowl against Penn State, and it was supposed to be Urban Meyer's last game, and the Gators won, and we stayed on the field, or we stayed in the stands, and he stayed on the field and cheering, blah blah blah. And then like 2 months later, he's at Ohio State, and everyone's like, I burnt my shirt, everyone else burnt their shirts. Like, come on, dude. Like,
I can't blame them, man.
At least say that you're leaving before. Like, he's doing the whole, like, it's the end. I'm done. I'm going to ESPN. I'm being a commentator, and then he's like, Oh, Ohio State? Okay. No, fuck you.
He didn't go to an
You know,
in-state, or he didn't go to an in-conference rival. At least.
No,
Right.
we went to a rival that we just beat in the national championship 2 years
Right.
ago or whatever it
he,
was.
he did not go to a rival. Ohio
no, not
State
a
is
heavy-
not a Florida rival.
Not a heavy
No,
one.
it's
We
not.
just beat them a couple years ago in the national championship.
That did happen. But that doesn't make them a rival.
Well, you know,
Well, to
everybody
me,
hates
because I hate
on
Ohio State anyways. But
everybody hates on Nick Saban, which I can't stand Alabama. I'll just tell you, but
They're
that
not as good
man,
without Nick Saban.
Nick Saban.
no, they're
I
not.
hate it.
But
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Nick Saban.
he's a genius when
he's
it
a
comes to
genius, but-
recruiting.
Oh, he's a fucking
But
genius.
Bama, fuck
He's
them.
a genius when it comes to coaching.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah, I mean, they ain't been nowhere near as good
No,
since
not
he
at
got
all.
out of there.
Not at all. And he said it on some of the game days. Like, they'll talk about it and they'll be like, oh, what about this? He goes, I got no comment.
Yeah,
Our-
he
our
won't talk
second-
about it.
Our second game of the season this year, UK's second game of the season is Alabama.
Oh wow!
And I don't give a. They're coming here. They're coming to Lexington to play at Commonwealth Stadium, Kroger Field. And I don't give a fuck if it's Nick Saban or not. If we beat Alabama, those goalposts are coming down.
Right?
Regardless. They will come down. They will rush that field. And you know, I'm an usher at those games, so I'm just gonna stand back and let them fucking go do what they got to do. And then while they're down there doing
Adam's
shit,
gonna rip off his blue jacket and run down there with him.
I might
Hey, babe, what was the
I
name of
might.
that bar that was up there near the distilleries?
do what?
I was asking. I was asking the wife. There's a Airbnb. Oh, they're not. Oh man, there used to be a cider house up there around in Harrodsburg and near the distilleries that brewed their own cider beer, and they had an Airbnb there, and we stayed there, and that's when we went and done the tours and stuff.
Okay.
She said they're no longer there now. She said they closed down.
Well, that sucks. That sucks. But yeah, I may rip off my blue jacket and run down there with him. I may leave the jacket on and run on down there with him.
You're gonna be
Or
on the
I
top of
may-
the goalpost.
You know what? I may take the opportunity to actually get home at a decent fucking time because it takes me an hour and a half just to get off the campus
Yeah.
during a
I
football
was
game.
gonna say,
So
yeah.
and I live 3 miles from fucking campus, so
Wow.
I may take that as an opportunity to go ahead and slip on out while they're doing their thing. But
Get to the
um,
house before they go crazy.
I mean,
He says
here
that.
in UK,
He says
Here-
that. But Justin, watch the episode after that game. Like, because that game's on Saturday. We record
Yep.
Sundays. That goalpost is going to be back behind him.
now fuck that. If I'm down there on the field and that goalpost comes down, I am live streaming that shit on the BBB Instagram. That's gonna happen. But yeah, I don't know. And our coach this year, this is the coach that took Bo Nix from being a piece of shit at Auburn and made him into
Yep.
something at Oregon and put him into the league. And this is the offensive coordinator that made Jaden Daniels who he is. So
Oh yeah.
we've
Y'all got a
got some
team this
things.
year.
We've got some things. So we'll see how it happens. Yeah.
Y'all got a young team too. Y'all got
We do.
what?
We
3
do.
seniors, I think, is all that y'all might lose after this season.
No, we lost like 15 seniors.
I'm saying this next season though. I don't think
Well,
y'all
this
have
next
many.
season, I don't even know, to be honest with you. I haven't done the count, but what I know is that we've got one kid coming in from Ohio. He's a dual sport player, and he could have been drafted in the MLB draft this year, and he decided to come to college and play baseball and football here, and he's supposed to be a Joe Burrow-esque quarterback.
Oh yeah. Y'all,
we got Kenny
good.
Minchie that came down here from fucking Notre Dame, who almost
Yep.
won the starting position last year. So we got a lot of. I think we've got some. The thing is with me, I like football where the ball's in the air. I like it where it's exciting. There might be
Right.
an interception, there might not. That's what I want, and that's what we're going to get this year because he likes to throw the ball. Our head coach likes to throw the ball.
Oh, yeah.
Our offensive coordinator likes to throw the ball. for the last 15 years, this motherfucker wants to run it down people's throats. And we played Texas last year, and he tried the same fucking play 4 times in a row. And it was run it through their defensive line. And that was the best defensive line in the fucking conference. Don't fucking do that, man. Roll it out on that third fucking call. Roll it out and throw the ball. Something different besides trying to fucking, it was terrible. So, I'm excited. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm really excited. So,
It kind of bothers me that they, which we all know that players were getting paid back in the day,
sure.
whether it had been a sponsorship or something, But it bothers me that these kids are chasing a dollar, and it's starting to show in the NFL.
Oh, it shows in fucking college basketball. If you watch college basketball, it's going to show there more than anywhere else that you've ever seen it, I promise.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know. But it just, I don't know. I think it kind of takes away from the talent, just to be real.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely, it does.
I loved it back when, like you said, we all knew they were getting paid some way back in the past, but I liked it back then where it wasn't known, and they weren't like, it wasn't known that they were leaving because of money. Like they stayed because they knew it was a better team and that they could get drafted higher. They were playing for the game. Now they're playing for the money, and it's like, which is one reason why I stopped. Like, it's been like years. I mean, like decades since I've watched the NBA, but it was the same thing. Like, you had LeBron going from team to team, or this guy going from team to team because he's following the money. NFL
LeBron's going to a brand new team because of the money.
Yeah, NFL didn't really get there, but there was a couple guys that did, and I was like, no, I want to watch these guys that like love the game, and they're playing because of the love of the game, and they don't care if they're getting paid $500,000 or $500 million. They're playing because they love the game. And there was a time there for a while, it was all sports. I don't want to just call out basketball and football. There was all sports that they were following the money. But it seems to start calming down, like at least everything except for basketball. It's starting to calm down a little bit, and the guys are like, we're already making X amount millions per year. Like, what's another 10 million? Like, you're already making millions. Like, what's another couple million actually going to actually do for you? That being said, I would love a couple million. Just saying.
We'll never know. We'll never know because we'll never be in the position to find out.
I'd love $100,000, not even $1 million.
Shit, give me like 10 grand so I can pay off a loan, and I'll be happy.
Yeah.
Give me $500,000 so I can pay off my house. My wife.
I don't even need to pay off the house. Just give me enough to pay off my
Fuck that. I would kill to pay off my house.
It'd be great.
If I could have this motherfucker paid and never have to pay anything for property tax, which is a scam. Which another fucking episode that we can get into at a different time. But I could fucking pay off this fucking house and never have to pay in another mortgage payment, which is fucking
not to get
$1,500.
Not to get political like we did last week, but Florida, they're looking at pulling. We're not doing that no more. Florida's looking at stopping the property tax when you actually own your house. So
yeah.
So
and good on Governor DeSantis for bringing that up. Good for him. That's awesome.
The one good thing about being a 100% disabled veteran is I don't have to pay property tax. So
well, fuck yeah. At least you get something out of that deal. Fucking A.
They give you something at least.
Good.
I got to ask y'all a question, though. Is basketball changed since the era of Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, and Michael Jordan?
Yes.
We're talking about NBA or we're talking about college?
So, NBA.
Yeah,
110%.
That's what I was talking. So that, like I said, it's been decades. That was when I used to watch. Like Shaq was on Orlando.
Muggsy Bowe and
like those. Like the guys
Charles
stayed
Barkley.
on their team, and the only reason like you switch teams is because like I am friends with Kobe, or I'm friends with Shaq, and I want to play with them before I retire, sort of deal.
Right.
Now it's just like, oh, you want to give me $10 million. This team wants to give me $6 million this year, so I'm going to go with you.
Let's put it this way, Justin. How old are you?
I'm 39.
Okay. So I'm 43. Paul is 46.
Yep.
So I remember watching the 92 Dream Team.
Yep.
I was in Mobile, Alabama with my grandparents. My grandfather ran the Coke plant down there for a little while. He lived in a mobile home, like I say a mobile home, I mean a camper that you drive down the
Yep.
road. Big son of a bitch. And I remember laying on the couch with him, eating Ruffles, watching the 92 Dream Team beat the shit out of Spain.
Yep.
And
Yep.
that was so back then it was Michael Jordan, it was Scottie Pippen, it was John Stockton, it was and that team,
Charles
Christian
Barkley.
Laettner, Charles Barkley, Shaq.
Shit.
Nowadays,
Nowadays, all those
Christian
guys would be
Laettner was
on one
there.
actual NBA team. They'd
Yeah,
be
well,
on
it
the
was-
same damn team.
The thing was,
But they don't-
back then during that time, the three major sports here in the U.S. You had basketball, you had baseball, you had football, and every team had multiple
Yeah.
superstars.
Absolutely.
Even the track team, because you had Dan and Dave. If you remember the McDonald's commercials from back then,
Oh,
you had
yeah.
Dan and Dave. One was blue, one was red. You know, they were both track stars, whatever the fuck. You had the skating stars, the whatever the figure skating and all that bullshit.
Yep.
Which I never give two shits about, but whatever. I mean, you had superstars on every fucking
Everything.
facet, everything. And now
Well, the
that's
thing
not
is,
a thing anymore.
Well, it's because they used to let them play back in the day.
Yeah.
There's fouls for this and fouls for that because if they get hurt, then they can't get paid. So,
Yep.
you
Back-
know, it's like,
Yeah, I remember Bill Lambier back in those days playing for the Pistons, coming out 7'2" and beating the
Yep.
fuck out of everybody.
oh, God,
Everybody.
he'd throw an elbow and you'd be out cold.
Yeah, that was. I mean, that was
do
that
that
was
nowadays.
great back then. That was. I loved it back then. I can't
Yeah.
watch the NBA now, especially
No, I can't
post COVID. I tried to watch the NBA during COVID when they had the fucking cardboard cutouts and the digital with the people and whatever, and it was
And they were
fucking
pumping the sound in.
Oh, it was so bad. It was so bad. Like I appreciate them
imagine-
trying, but it was so bad.
Could you imagine playing a sport that was
Mm-mm.
completely quiet?
Mm-mm. Now that's
I don't
why
know
they
how they
canceled the
done it.
NCAA tournament that year.
So
Because they did the same shit and nobody could handle it. Like
So,
fuck this.
as we're-
And
talking about sports with no fans. So being here in Florida, I work at
Soccer.
the arena. No, there's a lot of fans, just not U.S. fans. But I got a
just
different
not
thing.
me.
So during the COVID times, late 2020, the UFC fight was here in Florida at the arena I
Oh,
work at.
nice.
And
Nice.
they were here for a week. They did they did one pay-per-view, like the UFC, like 270 something. Plus they did a week of what they call it, fight nights or whatever. No fans.
Yeah.
The only fans in there were like high roller, like the guys that spend too much money on betting and this and that. And they had like
Right.
5 like ringside seats, and then all like our arena employees and then the UFC employees. And what's his name? I can see the guy. I can't remember his name right now, but he snapped his leg, and you can hear that throughout. Like, doesn't matter if you were in your office, if you
You
were
talk about Connor?
No, this
Was that Gracie?
I'm gonna have to look it up.
Connor snapped his fucking leg in half.
No,
Yeah.
Around that
He
time,
was-
like he kicked
wasn't
somebody and his
here.
fucking leg went like this.
but the guy went to throw a kick and it snapped his shin in half. Doesn't matter if you were in the pisser, if you were in your office, you were on the floor,
You heard
were
it.
upstairs, you heard the snap. You were hearing
Connor.
like it wasn't Connor. You could hear like the sweat drip and hit the mat. It was the craziest experience ever. At the same time, it was probably one of the coolest because you could hear the coaches saying, like, yelling at the fighters.
Right.
You could hear the fighters yelling at each other and into their corners. It sucked there was no fans in the situation we were in, but at the same time, it was probably one of the coolest like sports experiences I was ever at, whether it's working or just being a patron of it.
Being there. That's
Two
awesome.
things about that. Number one, you have two of the biggest fans of COVID that have ever existed in myself and Paul. Get everybody out of my way. I loved it when there was no traffic on the road.
Absolutely.
Fucking great. Number two, um, I kept saying Connor. I'm still not sure that it wasn't, but however, this last fight was absolute horseshit.
Weidman.
It was staged. It was staged.
Chris Weidman.
Yeah, I think it was. I really do think it was.
Conor McGregor is down and out on his luck and is almost bankrupt. He didn't care if he won the match or if he got $3 million. It was staged.
Well,
He
I
needed
can't
the
say that
money.
he's bankrupt. The man owns a whiskey company. Well, actually, he sold his shares in that whiskey company, didn't he? He did sell that.
He's
sold
got
all of his
he's got
shares.
cigars
Yeah.
too.
But he
got
just
cigars now,
he does have shares in a cigar company, and he's got a fuck ton of money. I mean, I would think. Look, here's the thing. So there's a basketball player that played here at UK named Antoine Walker. He
Yes.
was on a championship team here at UK. When he went to the league, he went on a $200 million contract, and somehow he found a way to piss away that entire $200 million on his entourage that he would take with him everywhere. And
That's crazy.
I can't understand that. I get helping people out if they really fucking need it. Like if somebody their light bill, their fucking light went off,
Right.
and they're having trouble at work. Well, fuck, I'll help you get your lights back on, get your power back on, that kind of thing. I've needed that. I've been in my mother and I, we didn't have shit, and that's a different story we're not going to get onto, but I understand where they're coming from. However, to piss away $200 million is a different situation, and these guys get paid a hell of a lot more now
Oh
than
yeah.
they did way back then. And I just I can't understand how in the fuck they don't have money, whatever the fuck. But that one really blew my mind. Antoine Walker and his bullshit, that really blew my mind.
Yeah. I'll tell you what blows my mind, and it comes from a veteran status, is they created baseball to get the American people's minds off of the war.
Indeed. Oh no,
And
no. So baseball was around since the 1800s. So which war are you
it
talking?
was, it was, but it was more like when World War One and World War Two kicked off. It was
No,
they
they hyped it
used,
up a whole lot more. They did,
they
absolutely.
hyped it up to get people's minds off of it, right? Well, they didn't get paid hardly anything. Well, as a veteran, hell, give me $500,000 and I'll go fight for the country. You know what I mean? Like, you gave me minimum wage to go into the third world country to risk my life for minimum
Yep.
wage.
Yep. No,
And that's
I think you
$7.50
deserve it.
an hour.
I think you deserve it. My father never fought in a war, but my father served in the Marine Corps, and they sent him to Turkey, and
Yeah.
he won't talk about the Marine Corps at all. The only thing he'll say is it was the best thing I ever did, and that was pretty much it. But he'll talk. He told me about Turkey, about how the kids were throwing rocks at him whenever they came into the
Yeah.
country, and that's nothing like somebody that actually served in a combat situation. And yeah, absolutely, you deserve anybody that served in a combat situation, or any situation whatsoever that was less than. I mean, I hate it for my dad that kids threw rocks at him, but that's kind of a
But that's
nothing
but that's
type
what I'm getting
situation,
at. I mean,
But
to
y'all
kind of
should.
feed off of to feed off what you're saying, like when I got back from Iraq, man, there's people in the airport spitting on us, calling us baby killers, and
Yeah, that's been going on since Vietnam.
Vietnam, and it's like I would do it all over again. I was a freshman in high school when 9/11 happened, and I knew right then and there I was going to go and fight for our country.
See,
Um,
I was skipping my first English class when 9/11 happened. My first English college class, and I've got epilepsy. But I found a recruiter that was going to brush that under the rug because they needed folk.
yeah,
And my uncle, who served in Vietnam, went around telling everybody in the area not to, and of course they listened to him, and that was probably for the better, right? You don't need me out there in the desert having a fucking seizure because I can't take my medication with me
right.
to fucking put your life in danger. But yeah, 9/11 pissed me the fuck off. That made me mad as hell. And uh, anybody that served after the fact, specifically, as far as I'm concerned, but everybody that served before that too, certainly. Let's stop paying these fucking pro athletes all this fucking money and put that money towards people that have actually done something for this
That's what
country.
I'm saying. Well, the VA's designed so we don't get paid.
Yeah, the
You
VA is
gotta
bullshit.
you gotta jump through hula hoops and go see 10 different doctors before they'll tell you anything's wrong with you.
My uncle, when he came back from Vietnam, he was addicted to heroin, and he beat that, but it left him with a litany of internal issues, liver
Well,
problems, whatever.
you,
And he beat those. He beat liver cancer um, through a lot of interferon.
right.
But at one point, he had surgery on his liver, and after the fact, he felt really bad, and he went back to the doctor, and they were like, "Oh no, it's nothing." They did an X-ray. They're like, "Nothing. There's nothing. There's a large black spot right here, but there's nothing." It turned out that it was internal bleeding from the
Oh
doctor
wow.
having, and that got all the way up to Barack Obama's desk. It was the VA in Illinois. Got all the way up to his desk before he decided he was going to run for president, and then it never went anywhere after that because
Wow.
he had other things to worry about. Um, but and I'm not making excuses for Obama. I'm not a fan of Obama at all, but I'm just telling you, like, he had other things to worry about at that point, so he wasn't worried about that so much.
Well,
Um,
absolutely.
I mean, that's every politician, right? But it just it pisses me off the way that you guys are treated. It pisses me off. Uh, not as much as it pisses you off, I'm sure, but
Yeah.
uh, it's just bullshit. It's just bullshit. Um, Back in Roman times, when centurions came home, they were revered. They were
Yep.
the cream of the crop. They were, you know what I mean? And I feel like there's a lot of countries out there. Their army, their armed forces are still revered, but not
Yep.
all of them. And that is certainly not the way it should be here in this country, because without folks like yourself, we wouldn't have a fucking country to call home.
You're right. Well, gentlemen, the wife just got dinner done. It was great being able to call in. I will definitely catch y'all Sunday shows when I'm able to now. I'm glad I got it today. And if y'all know of anybody that needs any shirts or need anything, holler at me. I'll gladly, be able to do them for y'all.
Will do.
We're glad you joined us.
And
Thank you.
real quick before you jump off,
Yeah.
what are some of your favorite beard companies out there that you like to wear and support?
Small Town Traditions, True North. Um,
I think we didn't have them on, but I think we had some of True North's products on recently. We haven't had Traditions on yet.
Johnny Ray's, Beard
Johnny
Co. and Weatherbeard is usually who I run with.
We've done some weather beard. We'll have to definitely grab some of the others and get them on here, because we're always looking. We obviously all of us have our favorites, and we've gone through them, and we're always looking for new to us companies out there. We've done 2 of
Well,
those.
I'll tell you an upcoming one here that's coming up that I have tried, and he is on the market now. It's called Empty Nest Grooming.
I've seen him. I've went through his website within the last week or so. Looks promising. Some of those scents look
His
fantastic.
carrier blend, he spent almost 2 years mastering his carrier blend. So
Yeah. I saw it on one of the Facebook groups I'm in. Someone was
yeah,
posting about them, and I started looking, and I was like, all right, this is. I have it on my phone, the website to remember. So that's definitely one that we'll be looking at, and I'll have to look at the other 2 that you mentioned.
yeah, they're good products, man.
Yeah, we're always looking for good products, small town or small town, smaller batch sort of deal. Kind
Yep,
of they care about their ingredients, not just putting out some whatever mass produced carrier blend.
absolutely.
Small business, is that what you is that
Yeah,
Yeah,
small
what you could have
business.
meant,
small business.
Jerry?
Yeah, well, nowadays you say small business, and these big businesses still technically fall under small business. But yeah, we'll take a look at those other 3, and we'll have to, if not get them on, at least get their products on here, because we've definitely been slacking on the beer products here the last couple months.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That we
Yeah,
haven't
I'm not
looked into.
affiliated with anybody. I used to do some lives with some of the bearded guys, and my son's autistic, and we're going through puberty right now, and he's also experienced trauma at a young age from his mom and stepdad. So there's a lot going on that we're dealing with. So I kind of had to step back.
Yeah, that sucks. But yeah, we should be doing this every Sunday. There might be it's usually Sundays at 5. There might be a couple Sundays, because come October through April, the arena I work at, we do hockey games, and I won't get home until about 5:36. So we push those back until about 6:30.
Okay.
And then there's a couple times that we might have to push this off till Monday, or I think the other day is Wednesday if we get busy on a Sunday. But majority of the time we're here Sundays. So and we're
Awesome.
gonna have this call-in link thing going at every episode. So if you ever jump on, you want to, or if you ever watch and you want to jump on again, feel free. And it'll be the same way. Like hopefully when we start getting some guests, we'll have some guys like yourself or whoever call in and you're like, hey, we love your product. That's all I wanted to say. I got to jump off, sort of deal.
Awesome.
So definitely, if you're around, you want to jump on, we'll do this again. And like I said, those shirts are fantastic. The quality is fantastic. The graphic, like I said, I've washed. I know I was wearing the mental health awareness one quite often in June for Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, and it's held up. It's been fantastic. Like I said, it looks brand new. Like I said earlier,
that makes me happy.
so keep it up, and if we have anybody interested in shirts or anything like that, we'll hit you up, or we'll send them your way.
Sounds good, guys. I appreciate it. Y'all have a great night.
No, we appreciate you jumping on. You guys have a good night, and hopefully that dinner's good, because I think I'm going to jump off here once you jump off, and I got some dinner waiting on myself as well, and I am definitely getting a little hungry here.
All right. Well, y'all have a great night.
Take it easy, bud. Thanks for jumping on.
See you. Yep.
Where the fuck did Paul go?
I think his generator died or something. I don't know. He seemed fine. The next thing you know, he just disappeared.
He did.
But yeah, it's another good episode. This call-in didn't go as haywire as the first one. Thanks, Raul.
No.
I've been talking shit to him ever since.
It was a good time.
He called me up last weekend. He goes, "Did I fuck shit up? Did I mess everything?" I was like, "Yes, you fucked everything up." He goes, "Man, I'm sorry." I was like, "No, dude. Like, I was just like, this is what we want."
Definitely not.
Like, yes, we may have gone on a huge tangent last week that we weren't expecting, but we kind of expected that this might happen when we do this call-in thing. So
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
that being said, August 6th or 7th, it's a Friday. Um, give me 1 second. August 7th, he's doing a YouTube live. I can't remember. I think it's for like an anniversary. I can't remember exactly what it's for. Raul, if you're listening, my bad. I can't remember. I drink a lot. When he called me and told me about it, it was after an episode that we were drinking a lot. But he invited us on if we want to jump on a Friday night YouTube live with him on August 7th. Just kind of shoot the shit sort of deal. He opened the invitation to you, me, and Paul if we want to jump on.
Okay.
I told him I talked to you guys about it. I told him I'm 100% down as long as something major doesn't happen. I'll be on. I told him that you guys most likely would be able to as long as you guys don't have family obligations or work obligations going on. So
I got nothing. I got nothing on the 24th. So
no,
this Friday, Rick.
No, August 7th, next month.
August 7th. Okay. No, I don't think I got anything then either. No, I got nothing.
So,
August 7th.
I'll get with him, and I told him I told him at least I will be on, if not you, both of you. So I'll let him know. Just send a link to all of us and jump on a YouTube live for an hour or so, and we'll take over his episode like he did with us.
Okay.
But
no, that sounds good. Raul, if you're watching, listening, whatever the hell, we enjoyed having you here. So you did not fuck everything up. Absolutely not. Call every week.
yes,
we had a good time with you, man. We always have a good time with you. But yeah, obviously that's going to bring us to another end of Bourbon, Beards, and Belvederes.
another great episode.
We rolled out with a veteran. Paul has pulled a very loud Irish goodbye on us. So we're going to go ahead and end the episode right there. As always, we want to encourage you to support your local veterans, active duty military members, first responders. Those folks are out there giving everything for us, and the least we can do is give them support.
Yeah.
If there's a veteran charity that you want to donate to, we encourage you to do that as well. Just vet it. Make sure that it's an actual charity.
There's a lot out there that are
advantage.
Better use that veteran charity as a ploy.
Exactly.
And we still have to get that next giveaway off the ground. I'd love to do at least 2 a year.
I would as well. Yeah,
I would love to at least 1, but goal would be 2. Ideal would be it'd be awesome if we could do 3, but we got to at least do 1. We got to talk about that offline.
We got to get the one making it happen first. Yeah,
we got to talk offline about that. So if you're listening, definitely stay tuned for a giveaway. We'll make something happen with that, and
absolutely.
Yeah, definitely check out Chattanooga Whiskey. If you haven't already, most likely, if you're listening, you've heard of Jim Beam and the Beam products, but definitely try out the Old Granddad. I'm not a fan, but the other two are huge fans of it.
Old Overholt.
Old Overholt, my bad. I was smoking the Oz Family World Cup. Oz Family and Crowned Heads are doing things together. They're making fantastic cigars.
Yep.
I can't remember what Adam was smoking. He can't because it's something he can't pronounce. But
La Mission Atelier.
And then Paul was smoking Bar P cigars. Definitely check him out. I've smoked 2 or 3 of his cigars. They're fantastic. Very small company out of Odessa, Texas. Great guy. We'll have him on. He's got a nice little old school handlebar mustache. We're definitely getting him on soon. We've talked to him. And I think that's all the products. Oh, go check out Justin at J Summers 11B on Instagram for if you want one of his shirts, or if you have any if you want to get a shirt made up. Like I said, I'm not saying it just because he jumped on. It's a shirt that I wear, if not weekly, every other week, depending on what I'm doing outside of work. Great quality. The graphic stays on after multiple washes and whatnot. So definitely check him out if you're in the shirt. If you're looking at new shirts, and he does a lot with beards up until obviously recently. If you're listening, with him having to trim it off for purposes, but yeah, definitely check out everything that we've had here. I think I mentioned them all. I'm looking around here. I don't think I missed any of them.
No, I think you got it all. We also want to encourage you to look out for children in your community, your neighborhood. The world's crazy. It's getting crazier. Let's look out for them as a village. The most vulnerable among us need us to help them out. So let's look out for them, make sure that they're all safe. And until next week, we want to encourage you to enjoy your spirits and your cigars responsibly. Cheers.
Cheers, guys. Bourbon, Beards, and Belvederes is produced by Adam Bolden, Paul Rousseau, and Jerry Ullman. Edited by Jerry Ullman. Music by Ryan Johnson. You can find all of our links on our website at bourbonbeardsandbelvederes.com and at beacons.ai/Bourbon, Beards, and Belvederes. As always, enjoy your bourbon and cigars responsibly. Cheers.